I am sure sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
All right. Good morning, beautiful people here in Jamaica, where I am situated right now, and those in other parts of the world. I hope you're having a beautiful day. As usual, it is the day that the Lord has made, so let us rejoice and be glad in it. Indeed. Yes, man, God is indeed a very, very good God, and so we give him praise for all his goodness. Yeah, man. Yes. So, my people. Yeah, man. We're going to have a good show today. We won't be long. We will be an hour strong, so we have around 56 minutes to go on it, approximately 56 minutes. So make sure you are locked in. As usual, you know what we ask you to do. We ask you to hit the like button. We ask you to subscribe. And we also ask you to share the content with others. All right. So hit the like button, subscribe, and share. All right. Some of you have been longing to see the show. Some of you have been, trying to, you have reached out, check in with me, find out what's going on and sing. Much appreciated. You can also contribute to the show and to the platform by giving a super sticker or a super chat in support of the channel. We have lots of things coming up. It is the festive season, and part of what we do is that on Boxing Day, from the resources of the channel, one of the things that we do is that we go into the streets and we give back to the street people. Sometimes we see people on the street, we think all of them are have mental issues, but not necessarily. You're just some homeless people abandoned by friends and families. And so we try to give back to them, even if it's a meal on that day. And so when you give to the channel, it's part of what we do. We make those contributions. And we have in the past put up videos of what we have done, but we just feel like sometimes you don't want, in giving people food in that way, in that context, you don't want to really expose the plight of the people on the public platform. And sometimes you just need to do things behind the scenes in impacting people's life, because we're not doing it for clout, we're not doing it for likes and for shares. We're doing it because we genuinely have good hearts and we want to see the betterment of all people, of all Jamaicans, of all just people generally. All right. So a few things I have to do before I get in. First, I want to big up Corey Burke. Corey Burke, as you know, former, Reggae boy, plays for New York Red Bulls, and he and his New York Red Bulls team, all right, they are the Eastern Conference champions. I mean, they started out the season very, very tough. They had many injuries, but they have come on strong. And so now the New York Red Bulls are the Eastern Conference champions. So big up to Corey Burke and the New York Red Bulls team. I think they also have Kyle Duncan over there as well, maybe. And next, Jamaican has not yet represented Jamaica. So congratulations to Corey Burke. You'd have seen that Devon Williams and Tyreek McGee, their team won the USL. So Best Grade, New York FC. Yeah, man. Yeah, he defeated Tavon's team, because Tavon actually plays for New York City FC. And so congratulations to Corey Burke and the New York Red Bulls for their success there. Listen, I also want to make a shout out, because I really believe that, just given the type of form Andre Blake is in, I think like now would be a good time for him to make a step into Europe, in particular England. Of course, the money has to be right, because he's probably one of the highest paid players at the Philadelphia Union, and it would take a lot to pry him from there. But I know the MLS controls that, but I think he's in the form of his life as a goalkeeper for possibly the last 2 years. And I think the game in England would suit him as a goalkeeper, and I'd love to see in this winter window that his agents and his backroom staff really look at the possibilities of him moving to one of the top leagues in Europe. And even if it is in England, and I know he has been in the MLS, and I know that his family is there, but I think Andre Blake has done well enough to kind of secure a move there at good value and good salary, which would further just elevate his level as a goalkeeper. All right, so have to do those things. All the best to Damian Lowe as well. Damian Lowe is on his path of recovery. He had a major injury in the last outing for the Jamaica senior men's national team, so he's on the recovery right now. So hope his recovery is going well. Shout out to him. Good to see the Reggae boys all in action. If you follow Bobby Reed as well, he was not in the last window. You see stuff of him posting, having a child and things. So he was away for that. So big up Bobby Reed and his newborn. Yeah, and all the other Reggae boys out there playing in their teams and doing well, getting minutes under their belt. That is awesome. Ronaldo Cephas, oh my God, continues to do well at his club in Turkey. The man, I don't know. I don't know. I know Norman Campbell is fast, but I don't know if there is a player as fast as Ronaldo Cephas. You understand me? Yes. Yeah, man. So, yep. So, oh, second scored a nice goal, but it was offside. Really? The Cephas goal? No, the Cephas goal that I saw where he ran past everybody he started from in his own half. That one, and he went around the goalkeeper. That one was offside. Oh, geez, if it was. Big up Christopher Wright. Christopher Wright. Let me talk to you. You need to go back to. Oh, you're talking Bobby. Yeah. Bobby goal was offside. Christopher Wright, you need to go back down to your Manchester, and start back that New Greens team. Too much crime going on in Manchester, Christopher Wright. You need to start going down there. Yeah. Yeah. Big up Jason Gona. Jason Gona, no fighting today. Like last time, me and Jason Gona fight on the podcast, big fight, Big up yourself. And I apologize to him. Let me do it all publicly. Listen, because he was saying he didn't hear the beginning of the stuff. And, I could have dealt with it better. So my apologies, Jason Gona TV. Yeah, man, big up yourself. My apologies, because that may have come off like very offensive. But I didn't mean to offend you, my brother. So big up yourself. Jason is also here. That is the real Jason. So we have Jason Guna, and then we have the real Jason. You understand me? That's why I'm just turning the name around, because he's the real Jason, and you'll still know him still. You understand me? Yeah. Jew, aka Jew Ross. You understand me? Big. Drew, you still don't come. Drew, you have not arrived in Jamaica yet. We need to do some music stuff, my boss. You need to come down and we do some works. And what I don't want to happen is that you plan on doing this next year when I'm going to be predominantly based over at your side. You understand? You need to forward out here. Big up Ricardo. Big up Ricardo as well. Big up Gunners, boss. Oh. Big up Gunners, boss. No, Drew is not a singer, but he's like a music director. Triple E! Big up yourself. He's like a music director, and he plays the bass. All right, but he directs music, and so he's very raw. If his big thing in him could be like a real like produce and stuff, but I don't think he's, going down that field. All right. But big up yourself. Yeah, man. Yeah. All right. Yeah. You know who I have to big up as well? I have to big up Leighton. Leighton is normally on my platform. And Leighton is one of those persons who does a lot of scouting in terms of female football. And it is so good. Leighton was in Jamaica for the Reggae Girls game, because now he kind of works with you, Busby. And I have to big him up because it was through YouTube that we made that connection. And I kind of connected him so he could help. And he gives his time towards this. So I have to really give a big up to Leighton this morning. So you may not hear this live, but I have to big you up because this is the next person who has also volunteered his time to help with the football and travels and does extensive scouting on footballers playing, especially in the Americas for the senior team and for the junior team. So I have to big up Leighton anywhere you are, ardent supporter of the platform as well. So big up yourself. You understand me? Lots of big up. There's a lot of persons who behind the scene, they do a lot to just help the football, and they don't come out and they speak about it, but they certainly are adding value to the game, and that is so critical and important to the growth. And I wish that other communities, when I say communities, I'm not talking about like districts and stuff. I'm talking about groupings of people would operate for the most part like what I've seen in YouTube. So a lot of the talks on the YouTube platforms in the last 2 years have materialized into actual engagement. Like there is a manifestation of the conversation in a tangible way. You see, like the one umbrella group, the Reggae Boys community, what Military Guna is doing, what I am doing, what Simon is doing, Freddie Butler, a lot of these initiatives, the Devon Porter, the Ian Campbell, a lot of these initiatives came out of just conversations on the YouTube platform. And a lot of times people don't give credit, but YouTube and this space has really changed the dynamics of the football on a high level and to a great extent across Jamaica, especially its impact in the diaspora. Now, there are some unhealthy conversations that have also taken place, but if you track all the changes in football, YouTube, the YouTube space, this space has been absolutely influential. And so to all the persons who continue to hold it down, continue to do content, continue to challenge the issues, continue to push forward for change and transformation. Listen, kudos to you all. Big up on yourself. We have different style, different flavor, but everyone adds some level of value to the conversation. All right, many heated debates, many falling apart in terms of relationships, but for the most part, there are real tangible things that YouTube have helped to orchestrate and to bring about in terms of change. And big them up, big up the YouTubers, big up the commenters, big up the moderators. All right, bam. So yeah, all right. So let's get into what we call the meat of the matter. All right. I'd love to talk about Arsenal first because I see Eldam up. Somebody send this clip to Eldam up Bailey. All right. Eldam up Bailey. Come out. All before the Arsenal Manchester United. Sorry, I'm going to get to Cavaliers. Before the Arsenal Manchester United game, every Arsenal Manchester United fan are run out. Eldam up come out. What Manchester? Right? The video is actually, go and check out him Instagram because he do some hilarious video. Big up Eldam up. Do some hilarious video. I don't see him put out no video. I did warn them, you know. I did warn them. No, the complaint from these people is that, oh, Arsenal not playing anything. It's just set pieces. All right. So if you know that Arsenal can only score set pieces, why not stop them? If the only way Arsenal can score on you is from set pieces, why not stop them? Why not stop them? You can't do nothing about it. It means that if you come into the game knowing that the only way Arsenal can score on you is using set pieces, and you still allow them to score 2, could have scored 3 set piece goal on you, it means that you are worse than Arsenal. You are worse than Arsenal. You know what they're going to do. You know this is the only thing they can do. You know how they set up. You know where they're going to run to. You know who is going to take the kick. You understand me? You know the signals, and you still allow them to score 2 goals on you the same way. And could have been 4. So Manchester United fans, this is the first time in the history of the Arsenal Football Club that they are beating Manchester United 4 times in a row in the league. Una relax. Relax on yourself. And just go and rebuild. Me like on a coach. So people are telling me that Arsenal never look good. No, Arsenal never look good because the standards that Arsenal have set are so high that when they fall below that. But Manchester United didn't offer anything. The only meaningful opportunity was the header in the second half by Delete. Outside of that, tell me one other thing that they did. There was a crazy old shot by Mason Mount that somehow, I think, Harry Maguire, one of them, got it and set it back and they kicked a shot that went well. That's really it. That's in the first half, and in the second half, the header. How many attempts did they have? They didn't have a corner for the entire game. Come on, man. But I like the coach. I think this coach is going to, I could see. Yeah, they had a set piece that Anthony kind of passed. Yeah. Yeah. Good. That was a good set piece. Right. Yeah. Thank you, Jason Gunnar, that one. I could see Manchester United finishing in the top 6 with this coach. Because I know in January, they are going to give him a budget. He's going to buy players. And I think Manchester United have quality. They have quality in the team. So I think adding 3 players to the quality that they have, and I'm talking about quality players, I still believe that they need a better striker than the strikers that they have right now. I don't think any of those number 9s will help them. All right? So, all of you talking about Arsenal winning games only by scoring set piece and not playing anything, you know that next week they are going to be doing that. Stop them. Simple. Stop them. Stop them. All right? Stop them from scoring set pieces. No, man. They're finishing. No. The top 4 will be the Liverpool, City, Arsenal, and Chelsea. I believe that's your top 4. I think Tottenham is going to get one of those spots in terms of 5th. I think Manchester United and Aston Villa will battle for the 6th spot. I think Aston Villa, Brighton, and Manchester United will be like 6th, 7th, and 8th. Right there, one of those 3 teams right there. And if Manchester United gets 3 quality players to add to their roster, I could see them getting the 6th position. There's a lot of games left to play. But they're not finishing top 4. They're probably going to be in top 6. All right? Now, good game between Newcastle and Liverpool as well. Really like that game, man. Very, very good game. And I'm telling if Arsenal somehow could break the bank and get Alexander Isak, we win the league. If Arsenal in January can even sell Gabriel Jesus and add that, use that money, sell him for 30 to Saudi or 35 or 40 mil. If them can get that and put 60 on it and buy Isak for $100 million in January, I think that would be good. He fits right into what Arsenal would have right now. Very good player. The man scored a brilliant goal yesterday, assisted on the second one as well with a brilliant pass to Aaron Garden. His name is Garden. Let's use Garden, right? I think he is I know they're talking about Gyökeres and stuff, but I think he is the one. If Arsenal gets him, Arsenal can't lose the league. People, Liverpool just leading by 7 points, I want you to remember that, 7 points. 7 points. 7 points is not a lot. We are not halfway the season. So here's the other thing. Let's see what will happen at Goodison Park, because they take on Everton. All right? And you know that is the Merseyside derby. Everton just win 4. Liverpool conceding goal regularly now, So they're scoring, but they're conceding. All right? So let's watch and see, because them drop points, it could go down to 5 points. Who say me I get off? Right now, if I sell Gabriel Jesus for 30 million, would I add 70 to that and get his up? What do you think? He worth more than that? He no worth more than that, man. Or you don't think he worth so much? Right, to buy him in January, you're talking about that kind of money, boss. I don't understand what you mean. But if it's a come and fit right into this Arsenal team, boss, a problem. 120 mil, no, man, I don't pay so much for him. I'm at 100 million at the most. Before so I give them a player. I give them Tierney, because them always want him. What are you talking about? You're talking about 7 points, right? In the last how many years? Tell me when in this time. You remember what happened last season? During winter, boss? Come on, man. You're talking about Arsenal 10 years ago. Speak my mind entertainment. Come on, you're not watching it. You're not watching the football. So obviously, you're talking about when Arsene Wenger used to be at Arsenal. So you're going too far, You're going too far right, You're going to some of you fans are flip-floppers, So when Arsenal was leading, they can be passed. So Liverpool cannot be passed now because they're leading the league. Me glad all the Liverpool fans them come out and say this, that nobody can catch them again because they have 7 points clear on the board. All right, speaking, man. Let's leave it at that. Oh no, man. I don't want Isak and Ali Watkins. If I'm going to take somebody from Aston Villa, I would take Duran is his name. I would take Duran. I wouldn't take Ali Watkins. I would take Duran right now if you're taking somebody from there. But I think Arsenal should shoot for Isak from Newcastle. And that may mean give them Tierney. Sell Jesus, give them Tierney and put some money together and get Isak. Because they always wanted Tierney. Good left back they would have out there. Because sometimes a Dan Burns them use a play left back. Big up, God bless you. Big up yourself. You're the only true Liverpool man. So these Liverpool man, me glad how me I try remember what's the name, you know. Speak my mind entertainment. Because according to Speak the Mind, Liverpool have 7 points on the board. So therefore, because they have 7 points, they will not drop no more points. They go. Liverpool is going to win the league with 7 points or more. So I don't know what you talk about. They no matter if you have points on the board already. Points on the board no matter. Speak your mind. Will Liverpool win the league? Gikares not already at DJ, man. Speak your mind. Answer this question. Will your Liverpool team win the Premier League? Talk to the people then. Who win in the Premier League? I pick Arsenal. I'm an Arsenal fan. I pick Arsenal. Who is winning the league? Speak your mind. Who is with? Oh, you say yes. You see it? All right. Thank you, sir. All right. Argument done. So there we go. Remember, at the back end of the season, Mr. Liverpool fans, you will have Arsenal 1 week and Chelsea 1 week, back to back. You have those 2 games to play. Just keep that in mind. Go and look at the fixtures. Your last 10 games are going to be the toughest games of any of the top teams. Go and check it. How much you bet? What? What you mean some will never finish in front of you? Did Arsenal finish in front of Liverpool the last 2 seasons? So why we can't finish in front of you this season? Anyway, let me talk about something else. Yeah. Let me talk about something else. Let's talk about Ruler Speed. Hey, One Umbrella, big up yourself. One Umbrella, you send me a message, I'm sending back a message. I respond, One Umbrella. Big up yourself, Yeah. Yeah, man. Big up yourself, One Umbrella. All right, so Rudolph Speed, let's talk about that. People, I want to hear from Cranky, Cranky, if you're listening. I didn't watch your show yesterday, so I don't know. Did you address the Cavaliers thing? Although Cavaliers lost the game, but Cavaliers could have at least drawn that game given the chances that they created in that second half. Easy chances. So Cranky, I know you believe, having watched the first leg, that when they went over to Dominica Republic, they would be like balled off the park. They were not. Yeah, man, Badger. We saw. I think Cavaliers come back today, so I will work on it for you. Just keep checking with me, man. All right. So yeah. So Cranky, what do you say about the Cavaliers winning? The Cavaliers winning the Conca Cup, Caribbean Cup. I think big performance by them, and there are certain things that I have to give. 5 things. Let me start with some of the things I give the Cavaliers team and Mr. Speed some respect for. One, I have to point out. Now, the team collectively played well. Defensively, in midfield and in transitional attack. The team played well. Very well. All right? Very well. Credit must be given to them. But I have to point out Richard King. Richard King is... he led this team. Not just with his footballing IQ, or his talking to his players, but just his overall play. I think in this competition, he has shown 23 years old. I think people forget that this guy turned 23 on the just a couple of weeks ago. On the 27th of November, Richard King turned 23 years old. Excellent competition for Richard King. No, I'm not here telling you that he can play in the EPL and he can play for Real Madrid or he can play for Barcelona, because I know we can be very extreme in our views. But you can see that there's a lot of potential there. I think it's time for Richard King to find a way outside of Jamaica. The next level to his development is outside of Jamaica. I know a couple of years ago, rumors surfaced that he was wanted by an MLS team, but the money that they were willing to pay was similar to what clubs in Jamaica would pay for him. So the deal was turned down. All right. So I hope, I know he also had a short stint in Iceland. I hope that come January, not even wait until the summer, because MLS is basically done now and teams are looking to rebuild. Even in the MLS, I think he could have a career. Europe would be good, but if not Europe, at least in the MLS, Richard King, I believe, can play. All right. So that's one thing I learned. We saw the leadership, we saw the direction. You know, I don't agree with you, though, Marlon. I don't believe that Leng made King look good. I think it was King who was commanding the defense, boss. It was King who was telling Leng what to do. So I have to give King credit. King was the one who was positioning them. King was the one who was telling them to drop, to come right, to shift left, to hold. He was the one. He was the one. So I cannot say Leng made King look good. It was King who was leading the team, leading Leng, talking to Leng. So Marlon may disagree on this, you know. Marlon, you know, some meet one of your brethren, him tell you. Him tell you. Yeah. Oh, for the last goal. Oh, yeah. So Marlon, so I believe it was King. So that's one thing I learned from the game. Oh, Cranky saying King supposed to start for Jamaica. That's interesting. Nice. Need to hear from Cranky, you know. Supposed to be up on the show, but a different thing we're going to talk about when we're over there. But that's interesting. Let me just take this comment. Right here. JPL fan, big up us. Hey man, is you see what the Liverpool goalkeeper did for the goal yesterday, the last goal? Yeah, I saw the keeper believe it was going outside. And so he left it. Good free kick though. Yeah. So that's one. Secondly, you see Dwayne Atkinson, I think Dwayne Atkinson is a good enough player to at least at some point get a look in, even for friendly games, with just given his performances. I think he was voted as the best player throughout the competition. Like, the players need to be rewarded for these things. And I know he has had some niggles, and that is part of why he has not been in the national setup for quite a while. But I think Dwayne Atkinson, he looks good enough. He looks good enough from his schoolboy days. And he's even younger than King. Like, I think sometimes we don't realize, and we're talking about the context of Caribbean football and CONCACAF football, right? Given the limitations, right? Dwayne Atkinson, he also was one of those players who look well, who played well. 22 years old, turned 22 this year. There you go. And I feel like whatever is happening, I think he needs to get something checked out, because it appears that he's playing with some level of injury or pain or something, because he rarely finishes game. So I don't know what is happening, but it's a good young talent that can be developed if given the opportunity to. And I know that people have been proposing having just a local or and I don't want to say local, but a group of players who are not in the first team, just constantly being prepared and being worked on, helping them, so that they can move. And I think that is something that can be looked at going forward. And Busy is one of those players that I think would fit into that grouping of players. He has really looked well. Really look well. Right? And I just like the way he carries himself. I mean, on the field, he always seemed to be creating some opportunities by his play, and that's good. So that's two things. Three things is I think we have to give Rudolph Speid credit, because he came on this platform and on other platforms, and he spoke about the meta, most effective strategy available. All right, that's what he calls the meta. Hey, listen, people, 27 likes on the video. Now, what are this going on? 27 likes. I don't know, me stop talk, yeah, man. Stop talk. Take a break. Take a break. Like, hit the like button. Thank you so much. All right. So know that I kind of tell you that you need to hit the like button. It's not like there's super chat and super stickers and stuff. So hit the like button. Share the video. All right. Yeah. And I don't know if you guys realize that Speid was very strategic. Or they realize, who can tell me what Speid did? Speid smart, as a coach, Smart. You know what he did? He kind of ran this team rugged, let them, because he knew that they were going to attack him. And once they did that, he brought on Kelly over, and the man was a thorn in their flesh in that second half. That is now studying. There you go, JPL. Yeah, watch a game, man. Yeah, watch a game, my boss. Yeah, watch a game. He knew that they were going to run at him. And he knew, because Over was one of the better players in the first leg. Why wouldn't he start him? Because he knew that for the first half, this team were going to come out. But they're not physically conditioned to run all 90 minutes. So Speid kept him back, put him on in the second half. And problems, he created all sorts of problems for them. That is good coaching. So you have to give it. That's one of the things you learn, because a lot of people, because of his personality, don't like Speid, but you have to give him credit, because he's a sensible coach. And that's something that he did that I noticed in the game. That worked. He never, he tried to play on the counter as well. They sat back, they absorbed pressure, they were compact defensively. And when they were breaking in like four. So you had Jalmaro, Calvin, Stein, Busy, Overy, all pushing forward in the attack. So they always catch out the Cibao team with either 4 versus 4 or 4 versus 3. So there was never a time when they broke the transition forward that really Cibao had more numbers than them. It was either equal numbers or Cavaliers have more numbers. That is strategic coaching and applying common sense to the football. And so people need to pay attention to that. More coaches need to look at that. And even if you don't like the man, you have to give credit. You have to give credit. Important. Important, important. Watch this. Watch it do. Watch it do. Here, watch the other thing. The next thing I learned is that it says as a coach, you have to be ruthless. Ruthless. When a player not giving you what you want, it don't matter every man they feel 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, you have to take him off. So he brought on a player. Right? And I rewatched the game. You know? He brought on a player. The player missed an open goal. But it seemed like mentally it affected the player. I don't know. This is the fourth thing, you know. It seemed like it affected the player. For whatever reason, it affected the player. The player stopped tracking back. The player stopped plugging the gaps that Stein was plugging. So it caused Cavaliers to be under pressure in the midfield. And you know what Speed did? He pulled them out of the game. The man brought on the player, pulled the player. And he brought on a midfielder. And he brought on, I think, Chad James. Dropped him a little deeper. And so he could also attack. But his major job was to sit back and defend. And push up Ori a little bit. Kind of left Jalmaro Calvin up there all by himself. Isolated. Strategy again. By the coach. The coach, this Cavaliers team was not as tall as the other team. And guess what? Cavaliers zonally defended and blocked the spaces. So these big, tall men could not get open headers. You have to give the coach credit, boss. You have to give the team credit. Tremendous performance. This Cavaliers team won leading goal scorer, best goalkeeper, best defender, best young player, and overall best player of the competition. All the awards they won for this particular competition. Gone to the round of 16. Automatically, they reach round of 16. Last time they had to play to get there. This time they are in the round of 16. Kudos to the Cavaliers team. Yes. They come back to Jamaica today. Have to big them up. They are not the first team to win this though. I think Harbourview won it twice and Portmore won it twice. I think the last time was 2019. Portmore won it. May have been. But I know Harbourview won it twice. Portmore twice. Cavaliers once. 5 times. Jamaican teams winning this. Big thing. It says that the football is getting better. A lot of things need to be fixed and worked on, including the fields. But it's getting better. We have come a far way, but there's a mighty long way to go. But congratulations. Congratulations to this Cavaliers team, this young team, are basically an under-23 team that went out and did this. I hear the man them say some nonsense meter burn up over, so I want to go on there. I want to look a short man, we always a call from out a New York or Florida. Them there. Like him see now, you know. And the man that they say, hey, Demo, call in and tell me what going on, man. I mean, the man I talk about cousin time, the man talk about me look like him, man. Where am I say? Call in the Demo and tell me what going on. Let me laugh. Yeah, you understand me? But kudos to Cavaliers. Big thing. Big thing. So those are the things that I learned. And here's what. Here's one of the final things. This is a bonus. Man to man. Well, you know the Jamaican people them say. Let's not say. If you go by names, let's do that. Names. I don't think Cavaliers have the best 15 players in the league in Jamaica. I think Mount Pleasant, by name, if you look at the Mount Pleasant team, If Kyle Ming was at Cavaliers, he would be starting. If Kyle Ming was at Cavaliers, he would be starting. If Gadiel Irwin was at Cavaliers, he would be starting. I kid you not. And you probably could go through and say maybe these guys would start over other guys. My opinion. The point I'm trying to make is that when you look at the rosters across the league, Cavaliers don't have you'd say the best players. But it's not the best players sometimes you need. You need the right player. Andre Blake always said this to me. He said it's not the best players. It is the right players. They have the right players. They may not have the best right back in the league, but they have the right back in their team. They may not have the best left back in the league, but they have the right left back in the... That's so straight to the right left back for their team. You understand me? They have the right players. And when you have the right players, even if they're not the best players because they're the right players, you're going to get the right results. So as a team, because even Arnett Gardens, Arnett Gardens, when you look at the players on the Arnett Gardens and the Portmore team, you'd want to say that, but yeah, man, but Arnett have this player, and Portmore have this player, and Portmore have that player, and Mount Pleasant have this player, and Mount Bay have this player, and all of those things. Then how Cavaliers are able to do this with players that some of us don't even know? We don't even know what high school some of the players they play for, or even if they played high school football. Stein is good. John Morrow, Calvin, Busy, good. King, good. Vino Barkley, good. Ainsworth, good. They have very good players. Very good players. But I don't believe that they have the best players in some of those positions in the league. And look what they're accomplishing. So sometimes you have to trust the process. Chemistry is important in football. The right players are important. You can tell that, like, listen, Mbappe has been added to Real Madrid and they are struggling. And Mbappe is one of the best players in the world. But is he the right player for the Real Madrid system? It happens in basketball. Sometimes you have some big names players get traded to team and they can have no success because you're not the right fit. Those are some of the best players. Critical in this. Leader, the people them asking for you, them wondering where you are, because we're talking about Cavaliers and they're not hearing you. Really big up yourself, really. We talk about that Constant Spring and the U17 team. You must also understand, though, really, while good result for the U17, the Constant Spring team not in any competition there, and they weren't really training a whole lot. You understand me? But big up to the U17 because it's not the result that matters. It's the fact that they were playing football and they're knocking the ball around. That is the big thing. Don't pay attention to the result. Pay attention to the quality of the play from the U17 footballers because that is what it is about right now. Yeah. You understand me? Yeah, man. But listen, as I mentioned, really, Treasure Coast Masters, big up on yourself, because, hey, listen, you see, people, you have to do good, People, hit the like button. I'm going to share a story with you right now. You see this story? Sorry, I'm going to take a break and share a story with you right now. Because you see this story? Thank you for the 42 likes. Let's get it to 50. This is a powerful, powerful story. See, a Real Madrid man said that Kylian Mbappe has not been a team player. That's what I'm talking about. Good player, probably one of the best in the world. But the chemistry is important. So Treasure Coast Masters are a group of, just footballers over a certain age group, masters. You understand me? That takes part in many competitions across the US, especially out in Florida and those places, in the Orlandos and all of those places, all right? So, but there's also a gentleman in Jamaica that me think him need a national award. Him named Mikey Tullo. He's one of those unsung heroes. that he goes around and he does a lot. He gives back a whole lot to former players, past players, footballers. Mikey Tolo does that, right? Him also up in the Kidston Town area in St. Catherine and runs a night football competition that I think they did it earlier this year. Went on very well. So he does a lot of work in terms of giving back, traveling across Jamaica, helping to provide food or medical care, and if they need a house and the house need fixing, he does a lot of that. At Black Lions, I work with Black Lions right now. Thank you, Sports on the Ball. Mikey Tolo. Always have to big him up. You understand me? He also keeps events in the community of St. Anne up in Steertown, where he's from. So he does a lot of things, put on games with the legends and to raise funds to help people all across Jamaica. You're a former player, talk about the players from the 70s, the 60s who are living, the 70s, the 80s. He goes around and support them. But he too has his challenge because he's not a rich man. He's a former soldier, he's an ex-soldier as well, because he used to play for the Jamaica Different Force, right? So he has his own challenges, because it's not like he's rich, it's not like he's a millionaire, billionaire and stuff. So he has his own challenges. So he has been having some issues with his eyes, right? He also, when he's overseas, he works with Treasure Coast Masters. And it was so good to see a man that is investing so much. I tell you, when you do good enough people, I tell you, when you help people, you open the door for people to help you, It was so good to see that he needed some help with getting some surgery or operational procedure with his eyes. And Treasure Coast Masters ended up just blessing him with resources to deal with it. You see that? So while he was being a blessing to some other people, in medical issues, a next organization helped him to deal with I tell you, people got good, And if you do good, good will follow you. You reap what you sow. You reap more than you sow. And you reap later than you sow. Speak of the leader. And here he lands. Speak of the leader, and here he lands. Leader, them want you come talk about Cavaliers, man. That's what the people them ask you there. You understand me? They must say, oh, Cavaliers winner, you're not. You understand me? You're not on here. So big up to Treasure Coast Masters. Big up to Michael Tolo. You understand me? Yeah, I think he's one of those persons also part of the Past Players Association that plays a key role in even the recent elections that went on with the JFF and things. So big up to Michael Tolo. I'm glad that he's getting this done. So people keep on doing good, because you may help man in his man, but and a man is man will help you, But because you help man in his man, it opened the door for others to help you. Appearance fee, then disappear then, man. If you want appearance fee, me have no fee for you, so just disappear. But appearance fee. Hey, people, I want to leader. Leader, YouTube make people know you across the world, Leader, careful, What kind of appearance fee? Disappear, but appearance fee. Leader, disappear. You want to disappear? If anybody will go pay you appearance fee, me will personally counter that with a disappearance fee. Anybody me here pay you appearance fee, me personally, I'll go pay a disappearance fee. All right. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Welcome.
Yeah, your clocks are ticking. 5 minutes. First 5 minutes are free.
The first 5 minutes are free.
Yeah,
man. So talk to us about the success of Cavaliers, man. How you feeling about that?
Okay. Let me just say something. I made a post today, right? And Mr. Speed alluded to it, that the victory for Cavaliers is not really just a victory for Cavaliers as a club. It's a victory for Jamaica and Jamaican football, right? So let me just make it clear. There are a number of individual awards that were given out, and I made a note of it, in this post I made in a group. that, think about it. Technically, is only one Jamaican player. Was in that Cavalier bunch. Dwayne Atkinson.
No,
Apart from that,
Richard King.
hold on.
Richard King.
No, yeah. Okay, yeah, two. So the other three was a St. Lucian. Hold on, let me finish.
Jalmara Calvin.
Let me finish.
Jalmara Calvin.
A St. Lucian. Somebody from Suriname.
Yeah.
Surinamese, right? And an Antiguan with Jamaican connections.
Yeah, so 3 Jamaicans.
No. Two. He's not. I don't know that he's fully over yet. So he's still an Antigua.
So technically, it's two V2 then, and one unaccounted for.
Anyway, what I'm just trying to make it here now is that what this shows is a growth of the league, because especially this year, if you look at the amount of players from outside of Jamaica, I don't think we have ever had so many players in our league here in ever in history. And it's a good advertisement for the progression of the league, which has now, I think we are in the where are we in CONCACAF now as a league? I got it this morning, but I don't remember. But we have moved up. The only thing what would have been better to have had 2 Jamaican teams in the finals or 3 Jamaican teams in the semi-finals. But I'm sure that by next year, we'll see something close to that. And 2 Jamaican teams, it will help our league to be seen better than or a lot of people out there underrate our league and what we can do. So for me, it was a victory.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like I said earlier, that Portmore won this, I think, twice. Harborview won it twice, and now Cavaliers has done it. So,
different format though. Much easier back then than now.
Yeah, but you still have to give them credit still. Not taking away anything.
Yeah, man, you still give it. I can't take away. You can't take away that from
Jamaica is Jamaica. You have to give, and those were very good teams that went on to the next round and also did well. But I think everyone should be proud of the Cavaliers, especially because of how young they are as a team. And anyone would agree that 3 of the players, when they went to the finals last year, 3 of the players that were instrumental in that success were 4 players. 4. Let me give you the 4 of them. Cadet was instrumental. He's not there. Shanil was not
Shanil
there.
Thomas.
There you go.
Gadiel
Irwin and Kyle May. And those players would have been certain starters this year in this Cavaliers team. And they are left, and they still found players younger to plug those gaps and go one step further.
Let's specify there. Hold on. Let's specify there. It's not left. They were sold. There's difference.
Yeah. But Cavaliers made a lot
they
of money.
They didn't have to go.
Because
of course,
because it's over $500,000 when you add this victory to sales that Cavaliers has accumulated in $500,000 US, player sale and thing, Cavaliers have a sustainable model, and there's also Barrett. So basically the entire team, Barrett, Adrian Reed, almost the entire team.
Well, let me say this about I can't say this now. I suppose Adrian Reed has had a fairly successful trial Portugal. This is brand new out there. Nobody has known of this. He's coming back in another week. And he'll be going back again. They have likely trained with under 19. They saw him as above that level. And this is a team of the Portuguese league. No,
this is a team. You were breaking up.
I said this is a team in the top 8 of the Portuguese league, top league there. So he did quite well, and he's to go back. So hopefully, with a little luck and he, the right attitude, because they were very maturity and his understanding of the game. They looked at him as an 8.
Hold on, let me just ask you, because I have to be clear. All right, it's a team in one of the top 8 leagues or a team in the top league.
The team is in the top league and it's in between first to 8th place. I can't wait to tell you the name. I know the name, but I can't tell you.
Yeah, man, I know the name. Let me just want to make sure you say that. Leader,
Oh, well, okay.
You think some don't know what I go on? Me just can't talk what I go on.
Anyway, so, and as I said, we have a number of young players.
What the Richard King, man? Richard King need to leave January, you know, sir.
You don't have to leave January.
Why?
Look here, you know, one of the things when players, no, hold on, let me just make it specific. Can you say, you know, football? Generally, when players leave in January, they're at that stage after a team has almost been set. It's almost best thing for them. Normally, when they leave in the summer window, that gives them more time to acclimatize, get into the team and so on. And when they go at that stage, when sometimes a team might be in trouble, they might be needing a quick fix, it doesn't give them that amount of time to integrate. So for me, just my personal opinion, right? Let's see. But I would hope that he's there at least for the CONCACAF championship, and then in the summer is the best time for him to make that move after a couple of Jamaica caps, hopefully, if he can impress, hopefully, we don't know. But for me, right now, I'm looking at the younger ones. I'm looking to say lose Adrian Reed as soon as possible. And another player that I won't want to discuss the name, but we have some guys coming back in from the Manning Cup, where one of them actually started in the match there. He didn't have a too bad a game. He made a little error, but that shows on the confidence that Speid has.
J Light
to have come right into the team and started. That is tremendous. The confidence that is show that Speid is not afraid. He has mentioned this a lot of times, that sometimes when you start these young players, they will make the errors, but they'll learn from them. And myself in discussion with somebody after that say, hey, I can tell you by next year, you're not wasting J Light making those mistakes. So we've been getting there. So there are a lot of nice, I won't even tell you some of the talent that we have coming into the team, but some real, I think this year we're going to have some of the best talent who are already at Cavalier, and some new faces that are really going to shock people. All teenagers.
Okay, see, what you say about J Light? Somebody said J Light Smith didn't have a good game.
No, they didn't watch the entire match then. Apart from the mistakes, he
didn't play the entire match though, leader.
I know he didn't play. No, I know he didn't play the entire match. But look here. No, hold on. You have to look at it. Since the 18-year-old is moving from Manning Cup and going right into one of the highest leagues he could have had, because the first time J Light played in the Caribbean competition, when he was training regularly.
Leader, you know that. All right, so you know football. You know what he did and how he came into the side, and the hold on. Has nothing to do with whether or not he had a good or bad game. That is what we're talking about. We don't want to hear the history. The thing is that he did not have a good game. And it's okay. For
a youngster, 18 years old, I think that...
How old is Christopher Ainsworth? Hold on. How old is Christopher Ainsworth?
Christopher Ainsworth, 19.
All right. And he had a good game. So that is okay.
But Christopher Ainsworth, no. You cannot compare the two. That's unfair.
No,
that's very unfair.
No. We are comparing the game that they played yesterday.
Yeah, but you can't. Look here, that's asking like an accountant, two accountants. One has been practicing for 4 years and one who has just left school. You can't do that.
All right,
that's unfair.
So look, hold on. All right, so I'm going to use. So you have two accountants, right? You give them 10 entries and a trial balance, right? Based on the years that you just said, which is very basic. If one of them got it wrong and the other one got it right, am I not right to say this one got it wrong and this one got it right? All we are not saying that the player is not good. We are saying that game, that the minutes that he played, he did not have a good game. That's it. That's
is to be human. We're all human.
We are not saying that.
So we're not perfect.
Yeah, we're exactly our point. But to say that to make it appear like he did not have a bad game is also not right. The player didn't have a good game. That's it. Just say he didn't have his best game. But it's a good player.
He didn't have his best game.
Yeah. That's what
he played against Mount Pleasant in I think one of the early matches, and he stood out.
That's had nothing to do with it, leader. We are not questioning the ability of the player. We are just saying you were saying that he never had a bad game. He never had a good
Right.
game. That's all we're saying.
True. All the times, all players.
Yeah.
Messi
And we
goes
can
through
move.
it. Everybody
And
goes
we
through
can
it.
move.
Yeah, man. You can move on.
You can move on from it.
Mhm.
Yeah. How old is McCleary?
McClear should be 20.
Okay,
He's 20 there.
and Morgan.
And Morgan is older. Not sure the full thing of Morgan.
Okay.
Morgan is a little bit older. 21, yeah.
What about the guy named Janai? Something that look right back that started in the first game.
No, that's Morgan.
How old is he?
I think
He's 19.
he's
Somebody
about
said he's
21.
19. Leader.
I'm not sure about that one there. He's a little bit older than 19. I think I checked it. Well, I checked it the other day. Maybe I forgot.
Maybe I check it before your birthday though.
But I just check things on the year, you know. So that's why I normally check things. Just the year. Because my brain has to always be in this thing for CONCACAF tournaments and everything there. So I don't check whether you're accepted it. I just call you straight according to the year. That's why I normally do things still. So.
And listen, you guys need to stop coming on the thing and say tournament. It no sound good. Like it sound like torment. It is on a tournament. What is it? What is it, leader?
It's a tournament.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. So let's work with that. You're a man of great intelligence, you know. You're into the great institution.
How much are you free 5 minutes, God, man?
Know yourself. Somebody send a super sticker. Let me pay a leader.
Send a super sticker.
Yeah.
Send a super sticker,
so
man.
we can pay a leader disappear on the free. Like wave appear. So the team
Send a super
the team
sticker.
arrives
Give
back
some
in
hot and
Jamaica.
king.
Huh? Oh, wait a second.
No.
Wait a second. If they send a super sticker, you get something hot and king. Oh, man. But the team arrives back in Jamaica. The team arrives. The team arrives back in Jamaica today, and they have gone straight to the U6, the round of 16 of the CONCACAF Club Championship. Because this is the Caribbean Club Championship. This is different. So now they move on to the Caribbean, the CONCACAF Club Championship, where they play against the top teams from across CONCACAF, including Mexico and the US and Canada, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's something to look forward to. So it's a bigger level.
And we're seeded, so
yeah, right. So meaning they're already in the round of 16.
Seeded, we might very well, right. We might get somebody from Costa Rica or somewhere like that. We might, so it's easier than last.
Hey, leader, we just here a while ago. You get somebody from Costa Rica, so it's easier. Leader, you don't know who you're talking about. Leader, the top teams that from Costa Rica beat the MLS team, them boss. No.
Anyway, let's
leader. Nobody. Well, I'm not saying Mr. Speed. I go think about it that way. You may get a team that may not be as big, but don't underestimate Costa Rican league boss man. Them beat MLS team regularly. Saprissa, you know that team, the leader?
I hear you.
Even the team in even the team from that thing they're playing for, Javan East in El Salvador. You saw when they played Philadelphia?
Okay, let me tell you, hold on. Let me put one thing in perspective. If you look at this is the third straight time Cavalier has been in international competition. The first year they were going through the I think it was the Shield, and they just missed out on qualifying against the same Cavalier. And the following year, they went into the main league and they just missed out on getting that automatic spot, right? This year, they once again went to the finals and they have gone one step better.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of seeing how well we progress.
Yeah, man.
You have to see the progression.
Yeah, man. No, man. We beat them. But we are commending Cavaliers. What we don't want you to walk away from this believing that because you're seeded, you're going to get an easy team.
Well,
In other words, if
What-
Cavaliers get knocked out on penalties this time around, that is progress, no matter who they play, because they were
Yes.
completely outplayed by Cincinnati the last time around. So if they get in this time and say they draw in Jamaica and they draw over there and they go to penalties and they lose, then I can listen. To me, that is some sort of progress. If they win one of the legs and lose the other one and get knocked out, I can say that is progress, because it's about progress. It's about progress.
Yes.
Mm.
You know, there's more interest in the players, because right away there's interest in one of our attacking players coming out of that match already. And going out. And
Yeah, your voice disappearing, leader. It look like your internet service disappearing.
No man, internet good, man. Yeah, but I'm just saying it's a dynamic thing where they're going to have them coming in, developing, and going out.
Yeah, man, that is awesome. All right, thanks for your time, man.
Yeah, man, and I won't charge you for the. I call you, and you're one of them that help boss me. We will give you this one free for Christmas, yeah? Okay.
Hey, leader, the only fee I get
All
on
the best, sir.
leader, the only fee I get on my show is a disappearance fee.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
Hey, man,
It's okay.
I'm gonna tell you this from now, you know. If Calabar don't make Manning Cup final
next year,
you can come tell me about us. Me not want to give you the year after. Next year, you can come tell me about your scout for football business, you know, boss. Me I tell you that from now, you know.
Well, look here, Calabar, I was in line to get a top coach, you know. I'm not going to discuss. Discuss off here. We're not going to discuss that.
No, my friend.
Your 5 minutes are up,
so
sir.
what to the big coach up there now?
5 minutes. Anyway, Mannings, I think I'm getting a call. So later.
You are lie. All right.
God.
What lie? Oh my God. Big up before the game. Yeah, man. He says, I am sure Spurs keep up the good work. The MLS is the 9th best league in the world, according to Opta. The Brazilian League and MLS is the only 2 top leagues outside of Europe in the top 10. Whoa, that's big. Yeah, MLS stepping up, man. That's why it's probably harder for other nationalities to get in. It's stepping up. It's stepping up. The quality is getting better. Yeah. Yeah. top with that big one. This one says the status was achieved because of MLS dominance of the team in the League Cup tournament. Yeah. It will be interesting to know where the JPL where is the JPL ranked in CONCACAF? I believe that the JPL is the top league in the Caribbean, but where is it ranked in terms of the leagues in CONCACAF? I'd love for somebody. Jason Guna, you know where we are ranked? No, but I'm bigging up the MLS, boss. Me not. Oh, so okay. Fire Guna says that. So we are ranked 10th. So you would have like that's bad, because that means you have MLS, you have the Mexican League. I figure you have the Costa Rican League. You have the Panamanian League. You have the Honduran League. Is the Canadian League ranked above it? I suppose so. I don't know. I would love to know where we are ranked officially and who are the teams ranked above us. Yeah. Oh, yes, USL as well. USL, yeah, you have the USL as well. That is true. So you have MLS and Liga. Yeah. Wow, we have the Liga MX2, which is the second division in Mexico. So that's 4. If you take the 2 league in the US and the 2 in Mexico, that's 4. So who are the other 6? I suppose Costa Rica League is higher than us. I think so. Yeah. How is El Salvador? Is it quality of the league? Like in El Salvador, is it the quality of the league or is the amount of resources in the league? What they use to determine the ranking? What they use to determine the ranking? Andre, link me, no man. Let me know. What do they use to determine the ranking? Because we soon finish, you know. We soon talk about, yeah, the Canadian League. I don't know. Like, I don't know if because of the surfaces in Canada, the artificial surface, but I don't like the Canadian League. I don't know. But what a surprise last night. In schoolboy football, let's just jump to that until Andre kind of link me and give me some stuff on this. What a surprise last night, man. Glenmuir got knocked out on penalties by Garvey Maceo High School. That was a big surprise right there. Whoa. All right. We have Marlon calling in. Marlon Nelson. What go on, my boss? Your brethren not shout and make him know. Say, me and him link up. A Island Grill. Besima. Him tell you?
No, my brethren. Man, tell us, see how much.
Eh? Me? Who see me how much? My bills are high, don't you know? Nobody's supposed to see me. They don't say, you know, my thing already to be very incognito, you know, out in the public, you know. But geez, him used to play Hotel League, man. I think a Royal Plantation or Sandals him used to play for. Him say he and him live up at the same place.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I see him when Tuesday night, I see him.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Him say he and him fight every day, boss. But the football and players and the league and thing.
That's a guy there, brother.
Yeah, man. But go ahead. Talk to me.
Regarding the league still, MLS 1, Liga MX 1, MLS something there. You have Costa Rica, Honduras, Guatemala, Panama, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Jamaica. Damn rep.
No, man, this can't right because this person is all right. So where is it? All right. No, this is one.
Canadian League.
This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, JPL at 10. So JPL is at 10. Okay. So So Liga MX is number 1, MLS 2, Costa Rica 3, Honduras 4. Thank you, KW. Guatemala 5, Canada 6, Panama 7, El Salvador 8, Nicaragua 9, JPL 10. So where does USL rank?
Remember, US League is a second division league, so you're not going to find a second division. Regarding the resources and stuff they have, you're not going to find a second division league above a first league.
As I say, before the game, he's saying that MLS is number 1.
What in CONCACAF? Are you going by the World Leagues?
Oh, so you're saying that what CONCACAF has may be different from what, like when it, the world. So USA may be higher than the Mexican League in the world rankings for leagues, but in CONCACAF, Mexican League is number 1. Okay.
Remember,
Remember
for the past 10 years, they are the one that has basically won the Champion Cup. Seattle won it once. Nobody has breached that Mexican team for the past 10 years apart from Seattle. So.
Okay. Yeah, man, but what are your thoughts on the Cavaliers' performance, man?
Yeah, man, a good, excellent performance from them. I had them winning it this time. Spoke to Mr. Speed about it as well. I don't think. I think he learned a lot from last year, as you said that it was a building up on the team for this season around. So basically, had probably a weaker team still, but I think he had the players that have an understanding, had the experience. Vino was excellent throughout the competition for them. Calvin Stein, they were great as well. Busy.
Yeah.
Just need to see Busy 100% fit.
How you have Leng playing better than King? Explain that to me.
No, man, Leng was masterful here, right? Leng did the whole of the dirty work, you know?
No, that. But all right.
Leng did the whole of the dirty work.
Yeah, but doing the dirty work don't mean that you're the most effective one. Because if I am telling you where to be positionally, it means that I am more influential than you on the field, you know. And I think
he was there when I was telling him he was there winning first ball and stuff, and he was. I think I told Mr. Speed a couple of times that he has been one of Cavalier better defenders for the past 3 years. Yes, King have a name, yes, and King name big and thing, but I think he is somebody that really suit Cavalier system with his style of play. The aggressiveness will go in forward as well.
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
I think I think both of them complement each other still.
Yeah.
Both of them complement each other.
And I think to be honest, the keeper did well over both legs. I think King did well, and I think Cranky just posted, and Aubrey coming on really changed the game.
Man,
but I think that was strategic from Cavaliers.
That was really a masterful thing that Mr. Speed did, because you know that I think Kylie was one of the better players in the first leg.
Yeah.
And as you said earlier, that you know that Sibo would have come out with the home crowd and everything behind them, coming at them. So he needed somebody from off the bench to really create that spark. And Kylie coming on, it was really the spark that they wanted in the second half.
Yeah, but like I said, it's tremendous that they could play, because I feel like how come Sibao couldn't capitalize on the height that they have even on set plays? It just goes to show that coaching is important and how you set up is important.
They have a lot of big players, but they it's not like they have squad lot of headers and stuff. They're not really the most era dominant team. I think if you check the Lamret League, I think the defenders are big everything, but I think Mocha and Pentoa has really dominated them eerily. But if you realize, Cavalier was winning first header, second header, everything there.
Yeah.
I think their team is also aging as well.
Yeah. But even Real Hope defeated Mocha, man. Because we didn't talk about that. I mean, on the away goal rule, because it ended at 3-2.
The away goal, they beat them 3-2. And remember, so the first game was what, 1-1?
No, man, no one loved the first game end.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, 1-1. Yeah.
But you see the player that I told about from last year, that we need to get him a more present. Mr. Johnson, the number 10.
Yeah, man.
You know, they see him up front, right?
Oh, but
he was the one that
he's a captain.
Yeah.
Oh, so Jason Guna said it was 1 love the first game, man. Jason Guna said the first game was 1 love. Real Hope.
I think so. Yeah. So they went through 4-2 aggregate.
Yeah. So, but maybe Johnson don't want to come to Jamaica. I don't know. Where does he?
Well, they're in the Champion Cup now, so I think anybody who's going for him now have to really have a figure to give Real Hope to release him.
Yeah, man. I see. They're in the Champions Cup. Third place
No,
qualified.
man, the champion.
Right. The
And
Conquer
they
Cup
qualify.
champion. Right. But as a third place, but they
Yeah.
go through the early stages, unlike Cavaliers who go straight
Yeah.
to the round of 16. Yeah.
So they will get probably one of the on the list of the lower MLS team.
Yeah.
Or one of the Canadian teams out of it.
Yeah. But he's a good player though. I like him. I think Mount Pleasant get somebody like that. That's problem in the league.
Man.
Yeah, man, excellent. He gave all the teams, he gave the Jamaican teams a warm time.
Yeah, man. I think he was one of the best midfielder I basically see through the whole competition. Not even the Uruguayan from Mocha. He was far away. The way he controlled it, come deep, taking up the ball, he really controlled the tempo of the game for real hope.
Hey,
and it show you something on the money. It show that the Asian League was what? Probably 8 or 7 games, right? And they came in, they camped out in Jamaica, played their games and then went over to Damrep and played those games the same way. And see? And they didn't play the football for almost 2 years.
I'm telling you, this is what I don't understand with the Haitian man. I am telling you, but that club seem to have some money to be able to finance what they do. So they probably get a lot of support from the French, somebody in France or something, because for them to be camping out that kind of way just to prepare. Yeah.
But originally, they used to have a lot of Brazilian. I remember the time when Portmore won, it was 2005.
Yeah.
2005 or 2006. They had like probably 9 Brazilian playing for them. So, Real Violet, America, what's the name again? The one from in Port of France. Those 4 teams are 4 really wealthy teams.
Not
they have always have
in Port-au-Prince. Yeah, in Haiti, yeah.
Yeah, man, they are very, very wealthy. They always have top players they bring in, and they always have good coach.
Hey, but it's a good idea, man. I think Mount Pleasant. Although I think Mount Pleasant has been playing better, but if they can get that Haitian player, it would be big.
Yeah, man. And I say still,
I think they can do away with the Cameroonian. I don't think, he's going to add great value to them anymore, given how the team is performing now. I
think what I realize, Edward scoring.
Given how the team is performing. Yeah.
I think what I realize, Edward scoring.
Go ahead, Marlon.
Yeah, man. So they're basically getting goals now. 13 goals in the last 3 games. 3 clean sheet. That's really, really good. So, but it's a long season.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what is true though? Seeing that there's no league in Haiti, these guys obviously, why some of these, why the clubs in Jamaica don't go after some of them? Like Portmore don't get 2 and Mount Pleasant get 2 and Arnett get 2.
That's what they should do to really build a league, right? We see we have done it with the St. Lucians, right? Moby has a set of Trinidad down there in the defense, keeper and 3 defenders. And we see all they're really performing. I watched Moby. I saw Moby the first time up front last week at Waterhouse. Mannings, they're running. They're not normal. Zapata have them. I think if they get probably 5 new players in the winter, January transfer window, they're gonna be deadly. Yeah,
but you have to remember that the Calvary is coming, So I don't know if any team can win the league because the Calvary is coming.
Eh?
The Calvary is coming. Remember that the Calvary is coming, They
better try so they can come out.
They just hold it fort, They hold it fort, because the Calvary is coming,
Nobody breaching top 6 level. I don't see nobody breaching the top 6. I think 16 right now. I think at the end of the season they will be the team because you have to have resources and player with experience
No,
to
you
really bring
can't
it.
say that when one man saying that that they're holding fourth and the Calvary's coming. The Calvary's is coming, boss. You know what you think Calvary's a little bit of player? Calvary's a whole lot of players, you know, boss. So when that Calvary coming in, watch out, you know.
Well, a lot of them did it already, right? You have a defender who wasn't playing football for almost 15 months, right? Are you expecting to come and start in the league?
We will see. But I have Andrea, so let me hear what Andrea has to say. Hold on a sec, Marlon. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. You're muted, Andre. Oh, let me unmute you. All right, let me see. All right, go ahead.
Morning.
Yeah, morning.
Yes. Morning to you and everybody else. Morning to your caller. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, we're hearing you now.
Yeah. The caller just said a set of Trinidadian players.
Yeah, there's a set that it want to go at Mobile United. I think they have around 3 Trinis down there.
Yeah. It's not a set. There are 3 Trinidadian footballers down there.
and no, but there's closer. There's almost around 10 Trini is playing in Jamaica. You have three. You have 3 at Veer. Two normally start, which is Josiah Daniel, Wooling. You have James at Mount Pleasant. You have Ori at Cavaliers. So there you have a few Trinis.
I think that should have happened earlier, coming out of the pandemic, knowing that Jamaica had football going on and there was no football going on in Trinidad for a couple of years. So I think that should have happened much sooner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's happening now, and which is a good thing because Jamaica is providing a good opportunity, a good platform for young players to make a case for themselves. And you can see Cavaliers been dominating the football for maybe a couple of years now. Getting into the Caribbean Cup competition and finally winning in a final. So that's a good thing. Jamaica football is it's ascending. It seems at the moment, in the league and the national team. So that's a good thing.
All right, so let me give you a good. Cranky says 3 in a team is a set.
Cranky has to put potential to be contrary at times. So I'm not
yeah. Then he says, I should not be reading this, but he says that he thinks like Rudolph Speed should give Arteta some of his in-game management skills, you know?
Why are you reading that?
I don't think Cranky has had his coffee. Yeah, but
no, it's Speed is in his own right is doing very well with Cavaliers, considering that. I think for me, it will
be interesting to find out like the qualifications of the coaches that he was up against in this.
Let me say this, and I want to make sure that this is not perceived to be the wrong thing. I am big on coaching education. I mean, it's a must, okay? Because it's a way of, like anything else, is a way of advancing your knowledge base and keeping up with different trends in the game and whatever the case may be. But I don't think that Rudolph Speed is a good coach because he did a license course. I really don't. He's been coaching for much years longer than that. So he has had his informal education, which I think play a big role in this. Did he improve? Maybe 20% because of the information he's gotten from that course? Yeah, right. If he's a learner, he would have taken some of that information. But I think what he was doing before had some merit. You can't dismiss that, right? Do you agree with that, or do you disagree with that?
Yeah, I do believe that experience in the thing and learn, over time you get better. But I do believe that there is additional information out there that will add value to what you do and make you better. In other words, I believe if you were supposed to do the highest, the pro license in UEFA, I believe some of the transferable principle you learn from there, when you bring them back to your youth program, it would make it better. So which is what I'm saying. What the coaching education does, it organize in your head some of the things you've been doing. It provides confirmation. Yeah, this is good.
it also allows you to dismiss some things and add new things, right? And so I'm sure he would have gone through that process. But I think it sounds like, well, because he have done this license, he can now win. You know what I mean? That's where his coaching career began. And I just don't. I think that could be looked at in a much different way. Because he had to know what he's doing. But the thing that I think is impressive to me is that he has a very young team. And for a young team to go away from home and be as brave as they were, that is the part of it that I find fascinating. Because it's very hard sometimes. I've coached teams before, young players, they play well, they get to a final, and the magnitude of the final, right? They start to panic, and maybe there was some of that there, and he was able to control that. But for them to go away from home and be and go down 2 goals, and still manage to pull it off by getting a goal back and win because of the away rule, I think that is something that you have to give him credit for.
Yeah. Conrad is asking if you're going down to Veer when the Calvary arrives, or you're part of the Calvary to help out the 2 coaches down there.
No, he's asking Andrea. He's not asking me.
All right.
He's asking Andrea.
But you know one of the things too. So I think Speed is he's very strategic in what he does. So Vina Barkley, I don't know if he'll resign because his contract I think runs out. And you know what Rudolph Speed did? Rudolph Speed now has also, as part of Cavaliers, the second string goalkeeper from St. Lucia. But he got him in, and he has him at loan at Moline.
Semi-link.
Okay, all right.
No, semi-link.
Yeah. Right. So you understand me? So right. he got he's almost preparing for a player leaving.
Right. And look, one of the things that I like about him when I watch, because I think this is very important too, his demeanor on the sideline. I think is a good demeanor. He's not too emotional. He's not, because players sometimes look to the coaches for their body language could say a lot to the players, right? Especially young players. And on the sideline, he's not jumping up and down and carrying on. He's coaching his team. He's there. He has a presence, but I think it's a good presence that I think is helpful to his team. Where you see some coaches in the region sometimes is screaming and jumping up and down, and a player make a mistake and they're fighting with them and that kind of stuff. So I think there's a lot of positives that you can glean from that. Now, some people like the coffee from Starbucks and some like it from McDonald's. So when it comes to style of play and stuff, at the end of the day, you won the game, right? Some people may like to see something a little bit different, a little bit more possession or whatever the case may be. But 100% credit to him and the group for
and this is the next thing. I see JPL is saying, which is how they operate. He's saying that the goalkeeper is turning 25, and normally by the time he reach 25, you're out of Cavaliers. Like every season he does it. You get to 25, you're gone.
Well, not everybody is gonna go somewhere. Some people gonna not everybody have the ambition or is good enough to go play somewhere else. I don't know. So
well, he always find a way of getting the team younger every year. So he gets rid of the older players and which is a good system. But right. This is the ranking that we're this is the CONCACAF ranking, as you can see. So it has Mexico, MLS soccer. Oh, I'm getting a feedback from Cranky. Premier Division.
Yeah, let me come back in.
La Liga Nacional de Football de Honduras, then La Liga Nacional de Football de Guatemala, Canadian Premier League, Liga Panamá de Football, Premier Division de Football de El Salvador, La Nicaraguense de Football, and
But I think and maybe they're using different matrix, and that's fine. We're not gonna debate that, but I think Opta has used something they call power ranking that I wouldn't do justice trying to explain it. But one of the things that they looked at is that in the last League Cup competition, 6 of the last 8 teams were from the MLS and 2 from Liga MX. That's a competition between the Mexican League and the Jamaican League. So that's one of the things that they looking at it from a world perspective. So
Yeah.
but that's fine. The Mexican League is a top league in the region. So
Man, I never come back out again. Something wrong with my system.
Really? We hearing you now?
Yeah, but it's not coming through my headset, so I don't know what's happening.
But you don't have it on your head.
I was a comedian star. You're not the best. I don't know what. Maybe I gotta make up my settings. I have things done a certain way now.
All right. So what you want to do? You're not hearing yourself then?
Now I'm hearing you coming through, but it's not coming through my headset. It's coming through the system. Say it better now. Testing. Can I hear? Okay, I think we're good now.
Yeah.
No.
Oh no, you're getting a feedback. So what you need to do is go into your settings and check.
I went in my settings. Man, I know if you do this now, you know.
All right.
Apparently not. People apparently not.
The man having problems. The man said no, if you do the thing, and the man having problems, you know. Yeah,
so he stopped being a loner. He stopped being a loner. He knows.
Man, I come to beat Andre. So I come back out, in. I beat Andre, and so I come out for management. Beat Andre.
Why do?
I beat you.
Why do, my friend? I didn't do nothing.
I don't know why it says Zoom on here. I don't understand why. Let me close this down. I was making some music in the management. That's why I'm having some problems. I was making.
When you say making music, you were like banging on the table or something?
No. I'm an artist. You guys don't realize I'm an artist? I have hit songs and I have 3 hit songs. Well, 1 hit song and 2. I got big song, man. I work on it. Andre. You know what? Not trying to do that.
I have not been sure I'm supposed to take that serious.
Andre, I don't know. So Andre, why do we have exams in life? Why do we have exams?
Why do we have exams?
If accreditation to you is going to be diminished in your premier perspective, why do we have exams?
No, I didn't say that.
No, you say again. No. What Rudolph Speed realized? Andre,
hold on before you go on.
Which country has the most UEFA Pro license?
Hold on a minute. Hold on. Let me repeat for you so that you could listen, because you was making music, so you might have been distracted.
Okay, go.
What I said is that I am all for football education. I have absolutely no problem with it. I think it's necessary. Okay?
Right.
However, what I'm saying is, when we talk about Rudolph Speid in this instance and suggest a man of his age has been in the game so long, to suggest that because he has just taken coaching education that he is now that's the reason why he's having success, I think that is flawed to some extent. I think it may have been what coaching education does, especially if you've been in the game as long as most people have been, as long as he has been, it has allowed him to organize some things in his head. I've been doing this for the past 20 years. This is good. This year I need to drop it. Okay, this year is new information. I need to add this to what I'm doing. Right? So his informal education, I think, has a lot to do with what he's having right now. And of course, it's being enhanced by the formal education.
So I have a different perspective on that. It makes sense in your mind. It makes sense in your mind. I'm a different perspective on this. Here's why. So the Caribbean has produced one world-class football in its history, in my view,
right,
which suggests the coaching is not where it needs to be. The coaching was lacking, materially lacking.
Yes.
So what the education is doing is helping them to think about how to actually coach and develop footballers. There's a reason why Spain has the most UEFA Pro license in the world, and the reason why they're the best country, and the reason why their football is developed in a way which is unquestionably the best and cannot be matched anywhere else. There's a reason why Spain have 6 coaches in the best league in the world, not in their own country. The formal education suggests... Yes, go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
I'm not so sure what's different to what you just said to what I said, but let me ask you.
No. You're saying adding 20%. I'm saying it's much more than 20%. It's material to the coach's development. It's material.
When did Rudolph Speid do his A license and passed it?
I don't know. Look.
Well,
Speed
I
may
think
have,
it's less than, it's less than 2 years.
No.
It's
But
less than
no. We're talking in general. We're not talking about Speed specifically.
Oh,
Speed's a smart
right,
person. We all
okay.
know Speed's a smart person, right?
Right.
We're talking about
okay.
just in general in terms of coaching. The problem we have in gym, if you have a region which produces some of the best athletes physically in the world, and you only have one world class football you can point to, it's the coaching.
Well, okay, so
forget about because Africa has problem with infrastructure just like everybody else.
Right. So we're on the same page with the coaching, and remember that we're on the same page with as far as the coaching education is concerned. Now, there's a lot of guys that get coaching education and is unable, right, to transfer the ideas into an environment to develop players. Because my personal experience, I give you my personal experience, what I like to do at sometimes. But before I really dove into coaching education, I was playing against a lot of guys who had the whole alphabet super license, right? Any license that you could talk about, they had. But there was a difference, right? There's a difference in what we saw on the pitch. You understand what I'm saying? So
I know what you're saying, but you're probably talking about aberration versus norm.
Is it? No, of course.
I'm telling no. We agree that the theory and the practical have to come together for you to be effective, right?
Yes.
And there's some people who do really well in school, but in the real world, they struggle.
Right.
But that's not the norm. That's the aberration.
So there are two things. Let me ask this question, Andre, because Speed started, it is during the course of the A license when he went last year, he started speaking about learning about the meta, which is the most effective strategy available. Prior to that, he didn't know it, which is what I'm saying. It's part of the A license, part of the whole coaching courses that educate him that way. And he started implementing it, and it has brought him success. All right? Now,
it has improved what he's
doing. But Manning, Speed is not a normal coach. Speed is a successful person in his regular life who coaches. There's a difference, Manning's man. We're taking exceptional, talented people educationally, intellectually, and put them in a coaching environment. They should do well, even without an A license. So don't use Speed as the norm, because Speed is not the norm. Speed is not the norm.
Say that again. You said he should do well.
So it's like taking what's his name that runs the JPL? What's his name? That does well in the corporate world and make him to be a coach. He's a very, very smart person. You expect him to transition to coaching easily.
I don't know. I don't know. I can agree with that, Reggae.
Speed
because you're a good accountant.
Speed played football. Speed did well academically. Speed is a very accomplished person who understands football, understands life in general, and is a very smart person. Some coaches they have in Jamaica right now struggle to get some of the license they need to get because they have difficulty passing the courses. Hello? And those are the main coaches those are the main people who are coaching in football in Caribbean.
What I'm saying, I agree with you that but at the same time they were cranky.
Cranky don't call nobody don't that.
I didn't say anybody done. I said they struggle to pass. There's a difference in language. There's a difference how I use words, you know. I'm very careful with my words, you know.
But you know what Andre is saying. This is where it comes in.
Wait, Management. Is that truthful or not, Management? Those coaches struggle at certain levels to pass.
Yes.
That's a real thing. That's a real thing. However, does that make the person a bad coach?
No, but Mannings. I'm using outcome to justify my argument. Please show me the great footballers come to the Caribbean because we have these brilliant coaches.
All right, so what if they...
Because it can't be about raw material. I've been told we have the raw material.
But there are two things about coaching that needs to be clear. There is a difference between developing an individual player and producing a good team.
Yes.
I may be able to build a team and win, but you give me a player to develop on a one-on-one basis, I struggle. I'll give you a good example. I think, for example, Craig Butler has proven that he can individually develop players and make them good. But give him a team and he's probably going to because like I can't identify the style of play or the philosophy of Veer. But when I see the players that he has developed as individuals like Whisper and Leon, they have so many similarities in terms of how they play.
You can't answer that, man. You can't answer that yet. It's too early. You know why I can't say that? Because he took more than one and won the Manning Cup in what, 2 years? So we can't answer that yet.
Yeah,
more time with Veer. Let him get there first.
All right, let me give you the Mona. Let me tell you what with the Mona thing. The Mona thing is, and I keep on telling people this, when you have the same group of players, all almost at the same age group, that's a different because unless Manning Cup has a specific age group that everybody fits in, it's hard for me to use it to judge success.
But Manning, you can't judge him in Vera until him there 4 or 5 years. You can't judge Vera until him there 4 or 5 years, right? It's unfair in your first or second year to judge a coach. Give him 4 or 5 years, then you can make a. You don't even judge that. You don't judge Arteta and did it 5 years early. But we're not going to that. We're going to keep going.
No, but you see, I'm going to give you a good example.
Hold on. Don't let him get away with that. Hear what he did. He started to bring Arteta into the conversation, and something went off in his head that he's been beating Arteta for years now.
No. I've said Arteta is a good coach on the football field. I said when he gets to the game, his game management is atrocious. Not just bad, atrocious, not just average, atrocious. And I can prove my point with evidence to substantiate my position.
So your point about the Caribbean,
right?
We got to look at a number of things, right? As you know, it's not just coaching. There's responsibility of the institutions, the clubs, the federations, whoever responsible for the development of the players, and then there's also responsibility on the player side, right? The player need to have ambition. Have the right mentality, the right work ethic and work rate, right, in order to become successful. But there's also you just don't become a top player just like that. There's a lot of things that need to come together. There must also be opportunities, right? I would argue, and there's a lot of people on the island that would disagree with me. There's not much opportunity, and they haven't been for the past few years. In Trinidad, for example, to give young players opportunities, there's not a pathway, there's not a clear pathway that you as a parent could sit with your kid and say, look, you want to play professional football, let's give it a shot over going to university in the States or going to UE, right? Because they can see a clear pathway. All of that is part of the process of becoming a pro, where somebody in England or in Spain or in Argentina, Brazil, they could make that decision. They could make that decision. At least for some of them, the decision is made because of their condition, right? That they see football as a way out. But the pathway is there. The pathway clear in Jamaica? Is it clear in Trinidad and Tobago? Is it that a parent could make an informed decision and say, I'm going to support my kid because this is what he wants to do, right? And if he go into this system, he has a good chance.
Yeah, look, I mean, the debate was about licensing. And if the people who are successful in playing football require certain licensing, that it has to be important. Because the evidence about how they play and how successful they are substantiate this. So licensing is an imperative to me, because that's why we have it for accountants and doctors and lawyers and teachers. We don't have it for preachers, though. I don't require. Why don't we have it for preachers?
For argument's sake.
Wait, before you go for that, why don't we have it for preachers?
So for argument's sake.
Hey, careful.
Hold on. You just said, for argument's sake, you said the people who are successful. Right?
No. That's successful. I said these disciplines require licensing.
The initial part of your sentence started by saying the people who are successful.
We're successful, yeah.
No. I said in Europe, for example, the countries that are successful, the Spains of the world, the France of the world, the Germans of the world, they all require this. You can't go to the highest level of Europe for pro license, you know.
Yeah, what? And I'm going to get in trouble for this. JD,
get yourself in trouble.
You're doing exactly what JD does. You keep shifting the goalpost slightly. Now you're talking about countries.
No. That's what I meant. That's what I was saying. I said the people to be successful, meaning the countries that have been successful in football. No, the countries and the teams. Now. Countries and teams have been successful at the highest level. You have to have Europe pro license to coach those countries.
So how do you explain?
No.
In Europe, you do. In Europe, you do.
No, but
I was just at my phone. I was looking at my phone before I come here. I come with evidence, you know. I don't know, come talk out of my head, you know.
Here's the thing. But Cranky.
Yeah.
All right. Remember.
Me have evidence. See the phone there? You want me show now? That you require them thing there.
No.
You don't come talk like we're talking.
That's why JD wins his arguments. That's why JD wins his arguments.
JD doesn't make any arguments.
JD wins his arguments because he does exactly what you do.
What is required? what is required is different, because having the requirement is not an indication of how successful the person
It's
is
a
going to be.
start. It's a start.
No,
it's a start.
It is a necessary
It's
part.
that to get
but
in
it is not-
management, you have to have it, management. To get in, to even
But
go
South
in.
Americans have won World Cup and won Olympics.
Management. Let me just say this. I don't know what all the South American requirements are. I'm talking about where everybody flock to go play football because they have money there and they have certain requirements.
What?
So maybe I need to go. Maybe not, because I don't see any club teams winning a club championship from South America.
What?
Countries are different.
Of course, the Brazilian teams have won the World Cup championship.
When the last 10 years have they won?
Hold on a minute. We're going
When
away
the last
from the
10 years when have they won?
conversation.
Who have won the last 10 years?
Hold on a
Management?
minute. How do you account?
Mhm.
For all these coaches that is licensed? And again, let me preface it by saying, in case anybody just coming in, I'm all for coaching education. So don't say I'm not for coaching education. But how do you account for all these coaches that are licensed, that is failing year in and year out?
Because there can be only so many winners in sports. There can be only so many winners in sports, so they can't all win.
Not only that, when Cranky came on, Cranky was talking about the one world-class player coming out of the Caribbean, right?
Right.
Yes.
How many world-class players have come out of South America?
Tons.
Okay, but all the coaches are in Europe.
No. I didn't say people. Don't misconstrue what I'm saying. I always use the highest level to judge how you should think and how you should operate. It had nothing to do with South America or Africa or whatever, because great players come out of Africa, right? In fact, Africa put the Caribbean to shame, even though they're a much larger population. But the question one asks oneself is, what does Africa produce certain world-class players and the Caribbean doesn't, when athletically we're supposed to be the same or even sometimes better? Even though population size does matter, but I was told by Jamaicans that we are so great that per capita doesn't matter. I was told by in track and field, Minzy and what the guy come on TVJ, they told me that, back off, you know what we're talking about. Per capita, it doesn't matter. We're just excellent. So why Jamaica has never produced a world-class player out of Jamaica locally, ever in its history?
You see, sometimes we have to categorize things. The way we categorize things is important. I saw you did a show recently. And you put
must have been excellent because I did it, but go ahead.
Yeah, it was a good show, right? But you took some time and you put together some information. And when you take that information, this is about the success that Jamaica have had in the athletic field, right? Over the years. You were asking people who they think is the top 5 athletes and that kind of stuff. Very good conversation. But when you put the slide up and I'm looking at it, it's impressive, right? But then when I compare it to the conversations that you hear sometimes that Jamaica is the best in the world. Jamaica is, and you see how many years are missing as well. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I know. But Jamaicans think that, well, we think that way though.
Yes, right?
Well, no, Jamaica to me always come back to per capita, but people don't want to hear it sometimes.
Right.
It's always about per capita.
Right. But I don't think people go past the surface sometimes. And look, again, at the sometimes it's risky going down this path because there's somebody in the comment section gonna say,
there's always somebody in the comment section.
Right?
You have to ignore them sometimes. I can't ignore them because I get perturbed, but you have to ignore them sometimes. That's why when I'm on this program, I don't go on the supplement section. It's right now, I can't see the comments, I block them out because I know I'm gonna get distracted.
No, but sometimes I was on your show one time and I was accused of not liking Jamaicans, right? And
somebody, who was that doing? That's World Boss, World Traveler. Yeah, and he didn't, but I think he's probably new and don't understand.
Yeah, he did.
He personalized it because he had some issue with Trinidad.
Yeah,
they didn't let him in because he looked like I'm not gonna say criminal. He looked like somebody who didn't want in the country. And him get vexed and him personalized Trinidad. They're not good people.
Well, he was in violation of the law, right? Camouflage is illegal on the island, and if that's the rule, that's the rule.
Our house music is saying the North Korean U15 and U17 females have won the World Cup.
Are we sure they're under 15 or under 17?
Oh,
I'm
Jesus,
sorry.
No.
Management.
We're not sure about anybody age across the world.
Andre, have we had the conversation, Andre? Have we
had
the conversation, Andre?
No, we can't do that, Frankie.
A whole African team got suspended one time because them use people who were like, Manningsman, please stop. Don't stop that. Stop the Manningsman. Some things, Manningsman, I look at with suspicion, just like East German in the 80s.
They weren't accused in this scenario.
I didn't accuse anybody. I say I was sure that they're under 15 and under 17. Who substantiate their ages.
If they want. FIFA could find that out.
No, they can't.
Yeah, they do test. They do test from time to time.
You mean the actual test of your... They should test them.
Yeah, they have caught some African teams.
Of course, a lot of times.
Yeah, they can do tests when they want.
How does North Korea all of a sudden get so great management to win all them age group management? They have these brilliant coaches that went to North Korea and all of a sudden they get great.
Why does Haiti keep on doing well? Maybe because they have nothing else to do but to stick in there.
Haiti has a history of football management. Haiti will make this 1970 World Cup. Haiti has a history of football management. History of football. And the best players go France. When they're young, them say them go France, go get trained.
I believe, you know what is funny? I believe because the Russians, for example, have been so isolated that they could come out of this isolation that they have been forced into by the rest of the world in terms of football. That when they come out, they could just produce great youth teams because they have nothing else to do.
Manningsman, China train them people. Manningsman, got some history on China because a friend of mine have a friend has a son who's Guyanese, live in China. He just went to Juventus. I think he's 12, right? Because they train. You know what train man?
Yeah.
The kids go to school from 7 in the morning to like 7 at night or some nonsense. The kids
hold on, is it North Korea or South Korea?
I think it's North Korea.
And because he says, because then he said this is the third time North Korea have won. They also won the U20.
Yeah, I think it's North Korea. I think it's not South. It's not South.
Yeah.
If it's South, it wouldn't be an issue, man, because people were trust South Korea. North Korea is isolated. The point I'm trying to make is this, is that if you say the same thing about Russia, say the same thing about China. China's been playing football for a long time now. They've never produced a world-class team. And management, them train long hours, management. The kids, them train, he goes to school from 7 to 7, but he's excused from 4 o'clock. Them train till 9 o'clock at night. Them train 5 hours a day, 5 days a week.
So
China not producing any world-class players because they probably don't have the best coaches.
Let me make this point and tie it back to the coaching education. We're talking about North Korea, Japan, and all these countries who are doing well. The information that they have access to is the same information that the rest of the world have access to. What I am seeing is they are implementing that information. I was just looking for a video to send to you. They are creating environments for their young people, right, to give them a chance to develop as footballers. And I think, you look at China. China have a program where they send young players to clubs in Spain, right, to develop.
Why Spain versus any other country? Why Spain?
Because they're good. They're very good.
No, I'm just making my point.
By the way, good coaches. No, it's a good league. In my opinion, it's the best league in the world. It's the best place to learn football.
All right. Here we go.
No, I'm just that's just my opinion. That's my opinion, and it's based on what you are championing right now, what they're doing as a national team, what they do in Champions League.
It comes back around, doesn't it? But keep going.
It's the best place to learn football.
Which is what Jamaica should be doing, man. Jamaica should be doing that.
Well, everybody in the
Caribbean doing something. Go ahead, Andre.
Everybody in the Caribbean should be finding ways using that coaching education, and that's why I argue all the time
let me just interrupt because I need to ask. So let's go back to coaching education. So Cranky, the Caribbean produced one world-class player. Dwight here. All right.
Yeah.
So the coaching education was better then than now?
No, management in life, you're gonna have aberrations, management. And we had an aberration, management. No, management is like a country produce one.
The point I'm making now, come back to what Andre was saying.
Right.
That is it just about coaching education? Are there actual other factors that doesn't support the above average footballer moving from above average to world class because of a pathway being created, the restrictions that allows them to go into certain environment and go a little further? In other words, how far apart then is a 12-year-old or a 14-year-old in Brazil from a 14-year-old in Trinidad? Why then does that Brazilian, right, has a pathway to Portugal or to one of those places when the one in Trinidad has to stay in Trinidad and go to high school up until 19. Is it really the coaching education, or we need to find a pathway to expose?
All right. So here's my suggestion to you. Bring on the Caribbean Cup Championship coach and ask him that question. He's in the field. No, I'm serious. They want to get his perspective, right? They get his perspective.
But let me add to that. One of my arguments is if the coaching education does not mean anything, or any education does not mean anything, if you cannot use that information and create an environment that could improve the lives of the people that you're responsible for. So we can do all the coaching education if we want, but if we don't create the right environment, we don't create a pathway, we don't create opportunities, then all we are is people with more information or more knowledge on a particular subject matter, right? And that's my argument, and I'm going to stick by that, because if we're going to do all this education, and yet what management just described, to compare a 14-year-old in Brazil and a 14-year-old in
Trinidad.
In Trinidad, for example, right? There's a lot of things in Brazil that's there. That's part of the environment. That's part of the environment. It exists. So we watch Jesus just 2 World Cups ago, right? Was sitting at home in what they describe, what they call the favelas in Brazil, watching the World Cup, right? That's when the World Cup was hosted in Brazil. And then not too long after that, he was at Manchester City, right? That didn't just happen out of the blues. That's follow a whole years and years of players going out of Brazil. They export the most players in the world. So I think the person that's responsible for, or is credited with the development of Dwight York, right? Bertil Sinclair, right? He was exposed at the time as well, right? He was going overseas. He was seeing things that was happening, and I'm sure.
Why you keep making my point? You need to make the other side.
Because I told you in the beginning, we're saying the same thing. But you be up this morning and you come on to me.
So can I jump in for a second? Can I just jump in for a second and say this, people?
I want you're not seeing the comment on the screen, because I want you to read that, because
the US is our nearest big team, and there's a clear path for success in football. The kids, man, it's like trying to solve crime, for example. There may be 4 or 5 things which you need to do to actually solve it in a material way, man. But they have to be in a hierarchy. What's the most significant, less significant, least significant, right? You're trying to solve crime, it's economics, it's poverty, it's education, it's a bunch of different things, man. So how do I make it hierarchical and figure out? To me, coaching is at the top of the list. If I'm getting bad instruction, I'm going to make bad decisions in terms of how I play.
Yeah, but
as Andre always said.
So how come you couldn't find? So it is more than just coaching, because Bert Sinclair was still in Trinidad.
But that's for most things in life, it's for most things in life, It's for most things in life, It's more than one thing. But you got to put them in a hierarchy. That's what I'm saying, right? So coaching, infrastructure, kids' environment, their financial situation, they're all important. What I'm saying, man, is that I see an example, whether it's in Uruguay or in Africa, where people come from destitute situation. They have good structure. Africa has some good academies. Look where SAR come out of. If you look to like Senegal, for example, you look at that academy, it's a world-class academy they have there, right? They got investment from Europe to do some of these things. If you put people in the right environment, don't disagree with you and Andre about this, but I'm saying that to me, coaching is an imperative at all levels. Yeah. That's why in Europe, you can't coach no elite under 17.
You come on the program to team up with us. Not to be
right, yeah. I don't know why you say you come to beat.
Okay. I come to team up. Let me rephrase the word, people, because I don't beat. So I misspoke. I don't beat. I come to enhance. I come to enhance.
No, I think it's clear that all of these things are important, and if we wanna improve and get more quality players out of the region, we always I remember, and this is an argument. I remember I was on one time with on this particular platform, and Euler Speed was on, and we were talking. And I think management and Euler Speed is saying if they have to choose between a good coach and good facilities, they would take a good coach, right? And my argument was you need both, right? You need both.
But suppose you can only have one. Let's say you have no resources.
I don't think like that. I have to have both.
Because you live in a privileged environment. So you have to think like that.
No, you see, this is the thing.
And look behind you. Look behind you. Look behind you. Look behind you. You're not gonna have no setup like this.
This is my point. And in the region, what we hear a lot of is, well, we don't have this, and we have to get it. We have to make it possible. We have the if you own a piece of land and the land exists, we have to make it to the level that we want it, right? It may take some sacrifice. But it's important, because when you teach, and I learned this from the very set Spain that you like, right?
Yeah.
When you're working with young players, let's say, for example, you're doing finishing, right? Do you want the players that is doing finishing, do you want them to worry about when the ball comes across, whether it's going to jump or skip, or you want them to focus on the technique, right? Or you want them to focus on the technique? Tell me.
It's all about technique, Andre.
Right. So I was involved with someone from Spain in the past, when we were finding a pitch here in the US to do some work because it was a trial to try to find some players to take to Spain, and we were looking at different grounds, and that was the conversation. We were going to do finish in the morning, and of the 3 surfaces we looked at, says we don't want this one and we don't want this one, because we don't want the players thinking about whether the ball is going to jump. We want them focusing on the technique, and that's what needs to be in young players' head, the technique, right? Until they become proficient on it, they don't have to think about it anymore. And that's why the facility is important. So for me, I'm going to fight to have both. And I think it's too easy for us in the region to say, well, we don't have this.
But Andre, nobody's debating that you need even more than just both. You need good administration, actually. You need a bunch of different stuff. Nobody's fighting that. Right. We're saying coaching at a minimum. Europe requires, if you're coaching elite under 17, under 18, you have to have an A license, people. This is not like Jamaica, which want to talk about D license. C license is the lowest level.
Cranky, all right, let me just read this one, and then I have a very important.
Remember, you're talking about developing world-class
was not world-class. Stop. People, let's say this. The discussion we had was about English-speaking Caribbean. We can go there if we want to go there. The players down there, not world-class. John Barnes left as an early teen to go to England. Sterling left last 6 years to go to England. Don't stop the nonsense, man. Stop the nonsense. Go ahead, man.
Right. All right. So what I'm saying is this. So let me say this, right? We are saying that coaching education is important. What you're saying is that it's almost like after 10 pillars, hypothetically speaking, Putin said there are 10 pillars for producing world-class players. What you're saying is that, especially at the onset, the developmental stages, the coaching education is critical.
Yes.
All right. What I am saying to you is that if you have the best coach that level and you don't have the right environment, it is negating the ability of the player and the coach anyways. So here's what I believe. If you have the best environment, even a coach with a lower level education can still produce a good player because everything else is okay. What I don't agree with is that if everything else is off and the coaching level education is high, that the player going to work out good, because like Andre says, when you're going to do those shooting, you have to be thinking about bounce instead of focusing on technique. So no matter how much you're teaching, the technique is not going to be captured because it cannot be practiced in the environment that you are. You can't train at night.
Up here, dirt pitch, Mr.
So let me break it down.
Up here, red dirt pitch.
People always use this example about what is
pure red dirt pitch, Mr. Africa people. Pure red dirt pitch.
Are the people being developed on those pitches though? That is the question.
No, not all of them, but some of them, yeah. Some of them, yeah. That's where they start out. So they start out.
No.
Money's man. Go ask me who know. Let me go check every player who play back.
So let me ask this, right? What is the if you're teaching a 9-year-old to pass the ball, what is the technique for passing the ball?
What do you mean?
There's so many different steps. If you add non-kicking foot alongside the ball, ankles locked, toes pointing upward of non-kicking foot, knees bent.
People, let me drop the mic. Let me drop the mic. So kids in Jamaica, we'll use education as an example. Kids in Jamaica who go to school, some of them go to school hungry. They not no money. Me go school with people who used to just eat people what left. I tell you this now, know it's fair fuck. And right now, the one of the youth who used to eat people what left, Mannings man, he eat after people eat. I must say what him do in Jamaica, him do really, really well at Jamaica people, educationally. Them come to school with tear up batty pants. We'll go deep, we'll go plain and raw now, right? But the teachers were excellent. The teachers care about the student when I was going to school. Them care about it. Like nowadays, you have to do your work. Or them call your parents, right? Parents, I'm hungry, Mannings man. The environment was awful, Mannings man. But they had good coaches in terms of teachers, Mannings man. And they did phenomenal work. In fact, that's normal in the third world countries or developing countries, where the teachers probably are very good, but the environment is awful, Mannings man, and they do well. So why are we not equating that to football? That's a drop the mic thing, though. We can't leave now.
Hold on a minute.
Can't leave now.
Hold
can't
on.
leave now.
But hold on. Let me pick up the mic for you.
He dropped it, but he never got to the floor.
Yeah, he never got to the floor. I catch it. Because
we have haters. We have haters, though, Ron. We have haters.
Do you agree that we know more today?
Yes, of course.
Right, so we know more today, so we have to do better. We have a responsibility to do better by our young people.
No, Andre, I am not guys. I'm not fighting what Andre is saying. In the context of the administration at the top has to be better, and because the administration drive your ability to go generate resources to get the facilities, right? So the leadership has to be 100% better, 200% better. Don't disagree with that, no. The resources have to be better. The fees have to be better. The kids' environment. But Mannings man, the teaching. Me just drop Mannings man. Take out the mic, no Mannings man. Take out the mic, and you have to take the mic.
No, the mic didn't get to the ground. It just fell out of your hand, and we kind of, it's a lapel, so we just catch it quickly, right? But what I've said is that let's start. I think TikTok point is important, which is this: that if we are saying the best thing to do is to improve the coaching qualification, because the rest of things would cost so much money right now to do, and we won't be able to do them until 20 years. But this part we can fix now. We agree with that.
And Mannings man, I just said we put them in a hierarchy. Didn't I say? I've been saying that, Mannings man. There's a hierarchy, Mannings man, right? There's a hierarchy of criticality and importance. That's what I've been saying. People, they're not listening to me. If you drop the mic, then the one the mic drop. I'm gonna fight the mic drop.
But I will still go back to what I said, because there are people out there who can on a serious level work on they are the highest level coaches, but they are very good with working with like individual player in terms of development. But
Mannings man, the problem the Caribbean is this.
A team is a completely different thing.
Mannings man, the problem the Caribbean is this. The Caribbean have realized this. For the Caribbean to be successful, it has to be one Caribbean Mannings man. If they maximize success, doesn't mean that individual can be successful. Because Mannings man, I notice in a lot of regions now, there's more collective happening. There's a reason why we have the Euros and the people in terms of the European Economic Union. There's a reason, you know.
But we have
they compete. Yeah, no, because carry water. Man, carry come on. Mannings man, if you're gonna do it, you gotta do it real, Mannings man. You can't do it piecemeal. People, man, it's about competition, Mannings man. It's about competition, and size matters, Mannings man. Size is an imperative. You can't you can't be looking fly up on the wall and try to do something.
Just think about this. When we build up facilities in the Caribbean, do we build it at the same level or similar level as somebody in other parts of the world who's saying, just take the home of football in England, for example? Right? If you've never been there or you have seen it on YouTube, whatever the case may be, that's a different level to what we put together. Right? And they're doing that for their football, for their young people, for their kids, right, to improve their football. They believe that the best is required to become the best. Right?
Yeah, the US doing that in Atlanta, right? Or in Georgia, right?
The US,
they're building this huge facility.
Same thing here. Yeah. When they do things, they do it at a very high level. And
let's see what will happen in Barbados, because the Barbados investing in 4 brand new football fields across the country.
I mean, it's important.
Now, they invested in coaching too. Because the field will be like Trinidad Stadium. They'll be just giant thing just sitting there.
No, I think we just have to change the way we think about things. And begin, I think Cranky started to say just now, we have to want the best for our people. That's a mentality shift that needs to come from leadership. We want the best. So when we do things, we give them the very best. We don't put them in a hotel here, in a less quality hotel because they are under 17s. You follow what I'm saying? You don't do that. You treat them. When England went to the last under 17 World Cup, the Women's World Cup, they had as much staff as players.
Yeah. All right. We have our host. We have our host music. Listen, people, Cranky, we're supposed to do a show on Cranky about the state of Caribbean.
Football. Yeah. We said a lot of the time.
He never said when it was.
Yeah, he didn't say
No.
yeah.
I'm trying to get everybody on you, Minzy and Manningsman. I gotta get everyone time line up so we all have time to do it. And I want to do a little piecemeal thing and not it be material discussion. And I may even try to get on Manningsman. You probably can't help me with this. Since you got him on YouTube, the man of the hour. He probably have that discussion because he's a party involved in the administration.
Okay, all right.
Andre's a coach. Myself and Minzy know about football. Career bloggers. We don't know anything about football.
I talked to Manners about that this morning. He said he could make it happen, but you're gonna have to give up your quota argument.
I won't mention anything about quota. Look. The other day, people, I had the president on. Didn't have and I talked to the president about quota. But I was very
all right, I just let you know that I did that. There was no such conversation.
I talked to the president about quota, but I didn't beat the president about quota. I talked to him in a very friendly way. I can be friendly when I need to be. I think.
I'm very adversarial.
I will not be adversarial with the man about quota. I'm not beating the quota drum. I had my discussion about quota for and against. I'm moving on. We can't change it.
You see, look at this argument here.
Hold on, Andre. Let me just take the caller because he has been on.
Okay.
Go ahead because I know he's coming to be cranky.
Yes, management.
You're coming to be cranky?
Yeah, man, cranky have to have a discussion this man. So, before I start that, there's something I want to get it. As a person who lived in Europe for 30 years, there's a misconception I think Jamaican people have about developing football facilities. In fact, it's a Caribbean problem. We are too reliant on thinking that the government is what makes football successful in Europe. The government role is minor. There is no stadium or stadia in the entire United Kingdom that is owned by a government.
The Olympic Stadium was built by who?
Wembley Stadium is a private entity. It is owned by the FA, the Football Association.
No, man.
No, he's talking about West Ham Stadium. He's talking about West Ham Stadium.
Who built that?
West Ham, the City of London, which I live around the corner from. The City of London Stadium was built for the purpose of the Olympics.
By who?
By the government.
If that is one out of how many?
But he's right though. It wasn't built for football, so he's right. They took it over. Go ahead.
Management. Okay. It was built for the Olympics.
Okay.
Now, because we didn't want to turn into a white elephant, they had to find other uses for it. So they moved in other tenants. So West Ham Football Club became the tenant of the City of London Stadium. They don't own it. They are tenants. If there is ever an athletic meet, an Olympic or whatever it has to be, that takes precedence over whatever West Ham is doing. But there's no other stadium, so let me rephrase that. There's no other stadium that is built by the government. The government is going to build a football stadium, are going to invest in a club. The club go and seek private partnerships, akin to what Mount Pleasant is doing or what the guy in Montego Bay has just done to the Montego Bay Stadium. That is development because the government in the Caribbean cannot afford to build these infrastructures and sustain them. And that is where I think we are going wrong. We need the government to build facilities. No, if we are serious about football, we have to go attract football people to invest in football. If that makes sense what I'm saying. All right, Frankie.
Yes.
I'm going to use speed as my reference.
Okay.
I'm going to use a guy named Andrew Peart. Are you familiar with Andrew Peart?
Yeah, I've heard the name.
All right, so Andrew Peart is the guy that actually runs the football school in Jamaica. So he's one of the persons, he's the coach of Glenmore.
The one that just lost recently? The team that just lost recently? Okay.
Anthony, that lost yesterday.
Yeah.
But the one that won the Champions Cup.
We don't call it Champions Cup. We only call that about Manning Cup. But keep going. Sorry. Keep going.
Right. He's also the coach of the under-14 team that won the championship.
Right.
Now, a few years ago, Peart was the assistant to Miguel Coley at JC, and he was also the coach of the University of the West Indies Premier League team that did very well.
Right.
But coach is now separating himself from his peers by the virtue of the knowledge that he has gained. And you can see it manifesting itself. Peart, Basel, Speed, all the individuals who have gained higher education in coaching are now separating themselves.
That's a fact.
Right. Okay.
So as great as Lenny Hyde is, we are not seeing what we need to see from Lenny Hyde because I think Lenny is lacking or is reluctant to go and improve himself with coaching education. And yet, there are other individuals who are brilliant coaches but need to get more education.
Right.
So better.
Okay.
Now I don't know when Speed got his A license or his B license. What I know is Speed improves year after year in coaching.
Right.
But when Speed said last week that I when I went 1-0 up, I changed my tactics in the second half. So I don't concede to this team, so I can go back to the DR with an advantage. So I'm supposed to say, but this coach are mad. I'm supposed to go for the juggernaut to win this game. Yeah? So we go DR, we have a cushion.
Right.
It came to pressure, what he said. So for me, coaching education is important.
So let me ask you this. Craig Butler don't have what Peart have, but he won last year. Lenny Hyde hold on. Lenny Hyde has won every football competition in Jamaica as a coach. All right? Everyone, including
JPL?
Yes, he has won. He's one of the he's one of the only coaches who has won the JPL with multiple teams.
Okay.
As a coach.
That's a brilliant point, man.
Remember, he also won didn't he win last year at Clarendon College? How many years?
Yeah, he wins all the time. He wins his football all the time. Yeah.
Hold on, man. That's a brilliant point. So now I'm going to go dissect schoolboy football in Jamaica. There's two things wrong with schoolboy football in Jamaica.
But that is the same thing you're using to determine Peart's success.
No,
hold on, success. So you can't use it to say Peart is doing well.
No.
Okay,
go
ahead.
We're not killing him. We're not killing our team. We're not big coach.
But you just said that he's lacking.
No, I'm talking about
contradicting
big
yourself.
man. No, I've moved from the Manning Cup because the Manning Cup now, schoolboy football in Jamaica is like what Craig Butler did. You can make a team over 5 years. Butler can take his Phoenix players, inject them into the Mona system, and have a team in 3 years that's successful. Correct or am I not correct?
Yeah, correct.
How much of these players that played for Mona would have played for Mona 6 years ago without Craig Butler?
No, we're talking about Peart because you use the success of Peart. Because Peart did not have any success at UE,
No. Peart was in the semifinals as a young coach. But the question is not management. Question is now, can Lenny Hyde beat Peart again?
But he beat him last year.
Well, I know. No, man. Me not refer to schoolboy football, not my reference.
But Dr. Peart is coaching.
All right.
I Carla, can I help you here? Can I help you here, Carla?
Hola.
You don't want me help? All right, go on.
Hola. So Lenny Hyde achieve a whole heap of things in football. Right?
Okay.
My reference point in football is not Manning Cup. I use for Peart. Right? But Peart not coaching JPL now. Look at their team in the JPL and tell me that this team, with all the system that Lenny Hyde, that Butler talk about football, and all the things that football lacking in Jamaica, and tell me if this team is reflective of quality coaching that you expect from Lenny Hyde.
So hold on. You can't say all the system that Butler talking about and then ask me about Lenny Hyde. And then
Lenny the coach.
Me ask me help him and no want me help. Go on, Koala, go on that hole. Go on, dig the hole.
Lenny the coach, your management.
No, all right. I think I understand what you're trying to say now. But the comparisons that you're using, because remember this, that Lenny Hyde has won the Premier League, that is senior football.
No, I know that management, but I'm saying when Lenny won the Premier League, we were not at the point where we were talking about coaching education.
Fine. So with limited education, Lenny Hyde won the Premier League, right? Limited education.
Now that the coaches are developing themselves now.
But until Peart coaches at that level, if you're eliminating schoolboy football, then you have to wait until Peart is also at the senior level if you want to compare them. What else would you use to measure him against Lenny Hyde?
Fair. So, but I've seen Peart take an under 14 football team, represent Jamaica, and one of the few football teams in Jamaica that play football, that they understand what football is. Lanyard has coached national teams. Correct?
No, hold on. We're going to beat up with this under 14 team because I told you guys already that this under 14 team was being prepared by that guy who was part of the TDS program.
It's true.
Pierre took them to the competition.
I've heard that guy speak about the proficiency of Pierre.
No, but I'm not dismissing, no, man. Listen, I believe Pierre is one of the young coaches. All right? And I love what he has done. But here's what. Pierre got beaten by a younger coach yesterday.
That's the luxury of penalties, man.
No, but this coach also beat him in the league.
Mannings, can I jump in?
What level is this coach at?
See.
Caller, could you hold on for a minute?
In fact, Pierre teach him.
All right. So he might educate himself.
Mannings, coaches don't play football. Right? Players do. Right? Players do.
Man don't need any help, Andre. The man doing fine.
And
I gave up already, so I don't know what I'm saying. First of all, Carla, you see you're beat Cranky and you come support Cranky. That's why you didn't come support me. You come support me, you don't beat me. You know? But they start going straight. You make me look bad. You make me look bad, Carla, because you support me good well enough.
Important thing here, Cranky, is about coach medication. So if the coach beat Pierre to have a C license and he might prove himself, we can live with that.
No. You can't look at it that way. Because no. That's not what I'm saying.
So what? So
that's
most of
what
the coaches.
Wait.
Most of the top coaches in Jamaica are smart enough to realize they need to be further educated and they get an advanced education. That's a fact. Most of the better coaches, including Lenny himself, actually, realize that. Well, first of all, there's a requirement in the league to have a certain license, and they go increase the requirement over the years.
There's a halabalo as to why Lenny and Jerome need to go to coaching seminar because they win X amount of Manning Cup and X amount of Premier League. The JPL out of that, we got to tell them, say,
no. Carla, they're not saying, remember, what they're not saying is to re-educate themselves. What they're saying is to certify. This is what I think Andrew was saying earlier. To certify yourself is different from being re-educated. Because Jerome Waite can still get the coaching certificate and coach the same way he used to coach Charlie Smith. Because the certificate is not to change your philosophy necessarily. It is to qualify you to coach in the league. And that is part of the problem. That is part of the problem because some of the coaches who get the qualification still use their own methods of coaching.
And it shows.
Hold on, man. A B license is a basic license, right?
No. Where you get that from?
That's in the context of the license that they're doing right now.
No. I know
there's what C D C B A Pro, right?
I don't know that that's
like
I hear Mr. Speed say B.
I know where he gets from.
He said B's basic. Yes, he said B's basic. Because he's above that, so it's basic for him.
It's basic. It's not methodical. But coaching have changed from 15 years ago. So some of these people who support me after 15 years ago, coaching have changed. Coaching moved now to nutrition, to physiotherapy, to all kind of things.
Yeah.
That is true.
Understand the resistance as to why we don't think we need.
No, but Carla, but all right. So listen to me now, right? Because Jerome Waite was voted, whether you think fairly or unfairly so, as the coach of the season last season because of what he did for Tivoli. No,
right.
All I am saying is that they could say all ministers of religion must get a new level of certification. All right? It doesn't necessarily mean that going through the courses to get that certification is going to change the style of my presentation or preaching or teaching. Right?
Which is a problem, man.
Why is it a problem? If I've found success in it,
all right. So
why do I need
stick up in there? Stick up in there.
So the only person who can have success is if you apply the new coaching stuff.
No.
So why do I have to change?
Here's the irony now.
Yeah.
Jerome Waite was voted coach of the season last year. The same Jerome Waite with the same methods this year was struggling until Philip Williams comes to on the bench beside.
What? What are you talking about, Carla? Philip Williams has been there for one. Philip Williams has only been there for one game. What are you talking about?
For 3 games. For 3 games. The 3 games that Cavaliers have won, Philip Williams has been sitting at the bench. Before that, Cavaliers was in the doldrums struggling.
What are you talking?
The coach that left for Mount Pleasant, the assistant coach that left for Mount Pleasant, since he left, Cavaliers did not win a game. Go research that.
So hold on. So Davian Ferguson was at JC. Mount Pleasant wasn't doing well. So Tapa is not a good coach.
No matter for my coach.
So how? What is the same? What I'm saying to you though is the same thing you're saying, because when Davian Ferguson wasn't there, the team wasn't playing so well. He's now there out at JC. The team is doing better. I don't understand.
No, but remember now, man. Tapa only play one match without Davian. So
no.
That was Harold Thomas for the first game.
No.
Tapa come back.
I'm talking about the time that Davian Ferguson has been with Jamaica College as the playoffs continue.
Cranky.
No, but caller, you still come to beat Cranky. I mean, like, beat
Cranky, because look like a man is Cranky come to meet and then
the beating turn on to education now. So learning moment. No, for me.
Can I ask the caller a question? The caller, you said, what's the caller name?
Our House Music.
Our House?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, caller, you said
bad reason music. Go on.
You said that coaching has changed.
You know any Cranky hits?
No, sir.
Because your music not good, that's why you don't know me hits them. Your music.
But it's a producer. That's why that's way.
Yeah. You said coaching has changed. How has coaching changed over the years?
No, coaching has evolved. Remember.
Right, it's evolved, but how? How has it evolved?
Right now,
a coach must
understand anatomy. A coach must understand diet. A coach must understand a lot of things. But back in the day, all we need to do was carry a ball on the field and deal with traffic.
No, Carla. Back in the days, just everything in life has changed. There were physios back in the days, boss.
No, but how much team in Jamaica had physios?
Every Premier League team had physio back in the days, boss. From your little youth.
No, sir.
Manning's man, be careful, Manning's man, be careful.
You know who the physio is? You know who the physio is? The physio part of it. You're telling me that those people used to run out and spray magic spray. They were physios, boss.
No, sir. Anybody on the sideline, the coach, run out, sir. Grab cup of ice and put on that. But we have 4-year money. 4-year
and Manning's at this physios. Manning's coming to like this physios.
Let's keep it.
The point I'm making is that the thing have become more formalized, and what they're doing is getting
formalized.
So, but to say that they were non-existent is also not right.
But they weren't Mannings. I don't run out.
No, they weren't. They weren't non-existent. They were existent. You
don't even know where you spray, but you just run out and spray.
Manning's man, how far back are we going? Manning's, how far back are we going?
All right, so I can speak. So when I was playing football,
which you just the other day,
long time ago.
Just the other day.
Before I was playing. So when I used to,
you know this song a long time ago in Bethlehem, you know.
when I used to follow Reno had all of those things in place, right? This is in the probably late 80s
late 80s, 90s
into the 90s. I can't speak to
Reno was a structured team.
Yes, long time too.
Yeah, but
some team about no Mannings I talk about it now. Mannings, you talk about the Mannings, but you talk Mannings.
I lived in Kingston, Mannings, and I had a Reno supporter jersey. It was one of the first time I was to do that. Reno was a structured team. Cranky. As manager owned 15 football teams in New York. Ask him what in physio.
Cranky, tell us about your physio there. What
are you talking about? We have a coach. You're not physio. The man said we have
big league in New York.
You go spray something, but the man get hurt. You spray something by him. That's how I do. You're not a physio. We're not a physio. Now the physio is the coach is function as everything, right? But not the physio in the context of today's football. No, I agree with that. I agree.
No, that's right. Now you have a fitness trainer, you have a physio, you have a psychological person. It cannot evolve on it. I have to evolve with it.
And that's part of the evolution, being able to integrate all of these things, right? The fitness technology, the sports medicine person, the psychologist. That's part of the changes. But the one of those that I think has become this is what makes the difference. And it seems as though, I don't know, it seems as though this is what the games that I've looked at and the outcome, it seems as though this is where what Speed might be getting right in a lot of ways, right? There's the man management aspect of it, right? And that's why some coaches like younger players, right? You now have to deal with players in a different way, right? You have to adapt to different player demographics and deal with things differently. But when we talk about player development and coaching education and that kind of stuff, one of the main areas that I think if a coach is to learn anything from coaching education is how to make the environment more player centric. Okay, so over the years, when like I can remember when I played, the coaches used to tell you what to do, right? They tell you what to do. Now, as a coach, we try to develop players to make decisions on their own, to solve problems, to figure things out instead of telling them what to do, right? And the methodologies that you use as a coach informs that player-centric approach to coaching. And I think that's one of the biggest shifts that we have seen, that I think it could be problematic for somebody who is a little bit older and been doing things a certain way to make that shift mentally, to come up to design training sessions and design and use methodologies and coaching tools that allows you to put the player in a position to solve the problem as opposed to you telling them.
Yeah, who was I talking to? And they told me that a lot of the coaches, the older coaches even in the EPL, were given coaching thing by the FA based on long, like the Sam Allardyce and a lot of those guys.
Yeah.
A lot of them got certification based on their like almost longevity.
Yeah, service to the game.
Service to the game. All right, so follow me though. I don't think if Sam Allardyce started coaching a Premier League team now, he's going to coach the same way we have known him on the Tony Pulis.
There you go. And that is very important.
So the point I'm making is that having the certification don't mean that I have to change how I coach.
So can I jump in here, people? Manning's man and Carl and Andre. Let me just say this, people.
Two quick thing before I go. There's two quick things. It's the Ancelotti man.
Yes.
Ancelotti, right? Ancelotti is a really old fox, right? Who's still successful with his method. As opposed to a Slatter or a Clapper or a Prem.
Huh?
Right?
In what?
Ancelotti.
All right. Careful what you're saying a while ago. Repeat what you're saying. Let me make sure me hear you.
I said Ancelotti, right? Is still on top of him game, even though he's kept his old method, right?
Okay.
Him still do what he wants to do.
Okay.
The same way. As opposed to the newer coaches, the Arteta, the Pep, the Slat, the Clap, Ancelotti is one of the only coaches who still can compete with them using his own methods. The second thing I want to point out, Corey, Speed has revolutionized the JPL. Can you agree on that? When Speed started playing 18s and 19s and 17s, our JPL was full of some big belly, 34-year-old, 35, man a 40-year-old, man overweight, and attractive kind of thing. Speed introduced this young mentality.
Yeah, all right, go ahead.
Where now every club is looking to say, all right. In fact, some clubs can't perform now without schoolboys. They say the schoolboys are out. When the schoolboys come back, 2 years ago, that will happen.
I can't agree with you, but let me cranky. Big up yourself. I'm going to give you some facts about the league way before.
So can I say something with the Mannings, man? So when you guys use the examples, please use examples that matter. Tell me the English coaches that are doing really well today in today's football. Because we just mentioned certification for English coach based on old methods, which shows you all outdated people that don't improve themselves need to move on for younger. Here's brilliant, man. Here's brilliant. Carla, you had your time. You had your time, Carla. And you cut me off about 10 times. So I'm going to cut you off.
Oh, music. Pick up yourself. You hear?
Man is man.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know what I realized? They talk about Pep sitting on with Bielsa. Doesn't mean that old coach, people who are seasoned, doesn't have intellect and knowledge of management. They can never know. With Bielsa in a cafe for how much hours? I'm supposed to have hours, 5, 6 hours. He might learn different things. Pep is always educating himself. Pep makes mistakes like everybody else. Arteta with set pieces, management, and go hire a set piece coach can realize there's some elements of football.
Yeah, Pellegrini is still coaching and doing well.
But no, I'm saying management that hasn't been exploited as it should. I'm exploit that component to people catch up, right? It's a catch up business. The inverted, which people weren't using, there's a copycat aspect to it. So if I'm keep thinking football management, thinking where's part of the game that's not been exploited, what is not being done, and I start introduce it, and it helps me to be successful management, people catch up. The point I'm trying to make is this: the education and broadening education, informing yourself is an imperative, Mannings. There's all Sam Allardyce and Pulis. Anybody use them as example of great coaches? Is the people who are learning, who continue to evolve. Ancelotti and Zinedine Zidane, nobody rate them as no big coach person in that context. Because my best teams, them go have Real Madrid, we have the best people, and go Everton and run back at Real Madrid. Because Mannings, man, it takes a lot to take a team, whether it's good players or not, and mold their Mannings, man, and make me very, very successful. I rate Arteta as a big coach, not as a game manager. Right? There's a difference. Speed the other day did a brilliant job match. Speed putting him on a 75-minute man and take him off at 87 minutes, man. No coaches wouldn't. No coaches wouldn't do that. They wouldn't be brave enough to do that or think the right thing to do. But he did it because he realized, you know what, I watched Speed in that game, man. He was so calm, Mannings, even when the player give it a penalty. Idiot penalty, the player give me call it idiot penalty because I don't know why you have your hand up, Mannings, man. When they're down 2, when your coach is showing you that, you know what, players calm. I have this. They get confidence from that. And I'm sure at halftime, he gave them a great speech. And I would love to hear what the player him say at halftime. When them come out and them look better than they were in the first half and then played better, Mannings, man. He was always in control of the game, man. He was managing the game, management. The game was managing him. He was managing the game. Now, I've always told you that I'm not a big proponent of Caribbean football in terms of when you win there. But I like to see when coaches are influencing the game, Mannings, man, because the players are the main components. But he influenced the game, Mannings. Somebody said, Cranky said they couldn't win or something there. I didn't say he couldn't win. I didn't expect them to win because to me, they were poor in Jamaica. They were better away from home than in Jamaica. Just playing overall. And Andre and manager can give your perspective on this. I thought in Jamaica, they weren't good. Now, one could say it's the field, and Andre will come back to the facilities. They played so poorly to me. But they were good in Jamaica. They were good when they played away from home.
What's interesting is I think I shared those sentiments earlier in the show.
What? In terms of what?
So in terms of what you just said, in Speed demeanor on the sideline.
Yeah, man. You
Speed demeanor on the sideline.
For both of you. And then quick question. Do you think Mourinho could have success in
what do you mean?
As a coach? Mourinho. I say Mourinho. Could he coach and have success? And then he can go ahead. Andre,
you mean going forward?
Yeah.
I don't know because he's so stubborn. He can have success, Mannings, right? But people don't trust him anymore. Right?
Look,
there's so many things around him as a coach which affects his ability on the field to coach. Of course, he can have success. Man, he's been very successful throughout his entire career, one of the winningest coaches ever. The question for Mourinho is this: can I change and adapt and be a little bit different from I am today? I think Pep evolves, I think Arteta is evolving.
All right. Go ahead, Andre. Andre have to run, so just go ahead.
I have a 12:30 call that I got to take. You can put me back in the studio. If I finish before I come back. If not,
okay.
I'll chat with you guys later.
All right.
Yeah.
No, Mannings. Look, he can win Mannings, but it's going to be hard for him, Mannings, because he keep going. Mannings, and when from being top of the heap in the Mannings, he keeps going down and down. Notice it in that turkey now, Mannings. When you start get turkey, that means at Thanksgiving time. You just get up. Look where he's going, Mannings. See where he's going? He went from the biggest clubs in the world. He failed at Tottenham. He failed at Man U. People only allow you to fail so much. But because his history is so rich and his resume is so rich, he keeps getting opportunity. In Italy, did win a conference, but he's always winning wherever he goes, man. He wins something. Even though Levy fired him before he could play in that was it League Cup final or whatever it was, get fired before he could get a chance to win the game.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So for me, as somebody said, Fenerbahce is a big club. But for me, Cracky, I think, and I understand because I think TikTok put it up that if a coach gets his certifications, A levels, and he's still using his old methods, he's saying that they should take back the certification.
I can't agree with I can't disagree with TikTok in the concept of this, man. If you learn something new and it's gonna help you, why wouldn't you implement it in what you're doing? Couple what you know, right?
Yeah, but what if that is true? But what if you, because Cranky, you can they may have some new ways of doing some accounting and auditing and those stuff, but you have an effective and efficient way. Yet you know people just use what they call the Kalamazoo business system way back in the days, that whole stock inventory and all of those things, payroll system. Then you have like turbo, you have all of these things. You have the right. So some people though have had success using, so they will do the certification.
But but here's the problem, man. Here's the problem.
Yeah.
What you did may have fit the time and place where you were, right? Things have evolved and changed. You have to adapt to the times. If you don't adapt, you're going to become a dinosaur. That's what happens.
We have a call online. Welcome to the show. Good afternoon. You're the final one, and then I'll let Cranky close out. Big up Corey Burke and the New York City Red Bulls for winning the Eastern Conference finals, and they're on to the big game.
And I'll say this, man. Corey Burke is one of the nice persons you can meet.
Yeah, I always tell people that. Yeah. Good. Yeah, but go ahead. This is what not unseen. I'm also not seen, you know.
Thanks for having me, man. Big up Cranky and Andre.
What's up?
You know, very, very, very informative program. Big up to Mr. Speid. Yeah, man. You know, really make Jamaica proud and stuff. You know, a game changer for clubs in the Caribbean, in Jamaica. You know, looking forward to see Cavaliers now in the CONCACAF Club Championship, man. Interviewed Mr. Speid last night, and he said to me that whenever he go up against teams.
Wait. We're back. Interview man, what? On YouTube? On YouTube?
And the Cavaliers channel.
Yeah. Yes, last night.
Okay.
I'm
done with YouTube, but I'm saying come back. Come back earlier.
Cavaliers channel.
But it was a management channel too. Yeah. It was a management channel too. But go on. I can't keep my bad. I take it first now.
So him say whenever him play, I'm what Andre listen to as well. Andre listening. Him say whenever him play against teams like some Mount Pleasant and all these big teams, the coaches never go up against him alone, or the coaches on the bench. They might go against him assessor from Switzerland. They might go against one next coach from South Brazil. They might go against one next coach from Trinidad. So it's like he must say him call about 10 or 5 or 6 different coaches. I want to ask them, what's the way forward? Help me plan out this and something like that. So we jump and ask him now in the final against Mount Pleasant. Did he call him? Say yes, man. Call them, man. Because remember, say Mount Pleasant have Kappa and Ferguson and a lot of English people. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But call them for reinforcement then.
So what Speid is saying is that he's humble, which is something that's anti-Jamaican.
Right,
that's not. So like you don't believe that, Cranky. You said that like Speid is
no. What I'm saying is that
like you don't believe.
No. What I'm saying is this, because a lot of Jamaicans wouldn't do that because they know everything. But everything you can't tell them nothing. So he's saying he's humble enough to leverage others' intellect to help inform his view about how he should strategize, which is a good thing to do because we don't all know everything, you know. So go ahead, Unseen. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Real man, even him. So whenever
when are you going to play games, who you call?
Unseen.
Huh? Call money, man.
Me, don't tell him. No life for me. Don't.
You know, we call some coach, man. We call coaches, man. But man is a must because man is man, they close, you know.
Hey, man is man. Him credit done, him can't call nobody. Nah, right. Rudolph, you know what? Rudolph, I give him flowers. He deserves him flowers. He deserves him flowers.
Mr. Speeds also said that whenever I'm doing the coaching courses and so on, there's a lot of young coaches or people who them not really put it together yet, but them have great ideas, and him just steal some of them sometime and put it together and use it.
What Speed is saying is what I said to you before.
When he's teaching other people, him listen what the people them say that he's teaching, and he says he puts what put together their ideas, like he bring the ideas to an end. Go ahead, Frankie. Okay.
No, that's what I'm making, which is I said it before about Speed and where he came from to being coaching management. And if you are a learned person from certain industries, where you learn that the totality of what's there is what informs you and help you, not just you thinking that you know everything about everything management. Because brilliant ideas doesn't just reside with you or reside with people who are supposed to be smart. It sits everywhere in management. Everybody have an idea, which you say, you know what, that's brilliant. How do I leverage it? And that's why these companies like Amazon take all of our ideas, management, collate them, pull out the best one, and use it for their purpose. That's what Speed is doing. I'm going to get information from different sources and leverage that information, management, to help me evolve as a coach, which is a great thing to do. Go on, unseen. Go on, never seen. Go on.
Yeah, so that's what he does. So I think Mr. Meeks was saying, you know, he never like our Cavaliers, you know, play in the first half of the final leg. I think. So, you know, Mr. Speed, I said, boy, I know him team better than anybody else, you know, so.
I didn't like how he played at home. I wasn't impressed how he played at home. I will admit that. I was impressed with the home leg in terms of how he played. They looked. I think the other team missed an opportunity in Jamaica.
Yeah, I think they could have scored an away goal.
Yeah. They missed an opportunity in Jamaica.
Should have made the tie interesting.
Yeah.
But Ansi, listen, appreciate it, man. Boy, the 45-minute show gone almost 3 hours. I'm telling you.
Because you had quality guests. That's what happened.
So
quality guests the last part.
Huh?
We get an unseen person. We can't see them. So we don't know what call.
We're talking house music. Big up yourself, Ansi. Bless up, man. All right.
Bless unseen.
What is man? How Pierre lose? How Pierre lose, man?
How Pierre lose? Well, Garvin Massier did beat them in the season, you know. It's two Clarendon teams a derby game, and I think that team was more prepared for the penalties. You know, I feel sometimes you're so confident as a coach, you're like, don't. And they lost one of their good players, Cohen, early in the game as well. So I think those things, but it is what it is, man.
The better team doesn't always win, the best team doesn't always win, It's a time and place and situation. Best team doesn't always win.
All right, Auntie. Yeah, man.
All right, man.
Yeah. All right. No, Maron is not at Garvey. So Cranky. So Demo have an event coming up in August. Demo, I tell you that you have to come onto the platform because the show got end. You have to come on and promote it because I'm not gonna remember. You have to do that. Anytime we on, you call and you talk about the event. You call Unseen, set it up, go over Unseen, and you can talk to Cranky too. Cranky, we talk about it because a good.
I mean, they thing at August Town?
Yeah, man. I think it's a very good venture that he's pushing. So people support it, man. You just need to remind.
Demon not come by my channel. Demon.
Yeah, man. Of course, Mr. over there and see Demon in the comment section.
Me really ever see Demon on my channel. Demon and my name Brain Drain. Me not see him on my channel.
Oh, Brain Drain has been out for a while. I haven't seen. I just saw Brain Drain a couple of days ago. Yeah. But so there's a show coming up on Cranky Live. Don't know when it is yet, but I think it will be a good one. We're gonna get the date and put out the flyer and all of that. But you're on this evening at 5:30 or 6:30.
I don't know anything. I have a problem, people. I wash my car key in my pants. Yeah, I know. So my name is Mr. You things are not. Can I dry? Can I dry it? No. Thinking about the wash up. And I dry it. I said, what you knock so? My car key, my name's car can't start. So I'm going to figure that out. I don't know if I'm ever show this evening because I can't stop my car. I have to get
So
around.
you don't use the button?
No, but you can do it manually. So I'm getting to the shop to get them reprogram it.
Oh.
I don't know if I got my car back. So I got to figure out how I do that. And do I have a time to do a show later on after I go get that fixed? So. But no, if I do a show this evening, I have to know what topic to do on.
Everybody, well, yeah, there are a lot of things out here, man. You have this whole.
Yeah, but man, I don't like quantity. I like quality. I don't like quantity. I don't like quantity. I don't like
no,
quantity.
I'm just telling you that you have a lot of things to pick from because I think.
I like to talk about this man who got shot in Manhattan and killed, the healthcare executive.
Yeah, like it was a hit or something.
It's a hit. Man has just silencer, man. Has a silencer. And now they're saying he took his mask off someplace, so they might track him down. We'll see what happens.
But just good as our show finally I don't even go start a show no.
because that man watching clothes him down. Wait.
Careful, let me just go tell you.
No sexist, you know. Suppose the woman is the breadwinner in the house. No sexist, you know, star. So the Jamaican man think.
TikTok say he's surprised you're not the best mechanic in the world.
So TikTok, I will put the knife in and turn it because you know he can't help himself. You know. It's football guru now. TikTok, football guru, the same people.
Yeah, and the man. TikTok have a wall for money, cause you know.
Yeah. But the same trajectory of conversation.
Yeah.
Pro JFF, anti cranky, anti anything that may criticize the JFF in any way, shape, or form. Anti anything that may criticize Jamaica football in any way, shape, or form. I understand the logic.
So updo your show from the car? So updo your show from the car.
From which car? The car can't go. You have to go to the car now first.
I think he's saying that you should do your show from the car while you're in the
my name is not. I'm not calling by the name, but I'm not the show from car. People, you know where I do the show from? Unless we're traveling. I do the show from a formal structure. I'm a formal person. The background have to look right. I don't do that. Somebody call him, man. Last call this. We have to go.
Peter, we have to run in also, Peter. So I hope you're not giving cranky advice on how to wash clothes.
No, man. I actually call. No, actually call, you know, because I put a comment in to say you should have had on the show because a lot of the things that Cranky, the questions that Cranky have, Speed answer some of those questions, and even though I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing, Speed answer some of those questions on the interview with Unseen.
Okay.
And I don't know why Unseen never answered the last question about, you know, how, you know, when Cranky asked about how he didn't like how Speed played in the first, he said the first half.
First leg.
Second half.
First leg.
No, second half was brilliant. This second half was brilliant. Even I had no problem with the second game. Actually, I had no problem with the second game. Because you know what?
The first game.
Yeah, I had a problem with the first game, not the second game.
Yeah.
The second game.
Yeah, well, the first game he had to exercise some caution. This is not what I heard him say this morning because he has a player that is very instrumental to the team, which is Busy Atkinson. And he's an injury-prone player. So he had to preserve that player for the next game. And so he decided to pull him early because I didn't say game, you know. I didn't say any of these games. But Cavaliers scored in the first half, right, of the first game?
Yeah. Yeah, they scored.
Yeah. So he preserved that player for the second game because he's always getting injured. And it sounded to me like Busy also played an instrumental part in the second game, right?
Yeah, he was good.
Where Busy scored. Who scored? Busy scored, correct?
Yeah, yes.
So again, that is testament to the acumen of Mr. Speed, not only as a coach, but as a player management kind of deal, because he really knows what he's doing. Because just like I think you said, Cranky, that instead of going for the juggler, or he should have gone for the juggler in the first game, so he has cushion in the second game. I don't know if you said it or somebody else said it, but he was thinking ahead because he could have continued playing that however he was playing and keep Busy Atkinson on the field and probably lose him for the second game.
So Peter, let me just say this, Peter. Peter is Pep. Speed don't like Pep. Something can overcoach, you know. Because to me, in the first leg, Cavaliers got lucky in the first leg. The other team dominated the ball. They probably should have scored. They didn't score. So in the second leg, it was a different construct. It's like Pep telling me that he played Nunez and Silva out right against Liverpool because he's trying to control the game when he had 3 wingers on the bench. And your offense can become your best defense because then he put no pressure on the opposition and he wasn't controlling the game. So because somebody is very, very smart like Speed and Pep, doesn't mean they don't make mistake. The outcome can justify anything, right? We're successful, everything I did work. My view in the first game is that they created a situation and pressure which they probably could have mitigated if you play a little bit differently. That's all.
Yeah, and but you know, again, just like you say, you know, you cannot prove a negative. So so you can't say Speed had gone for the game.
Exactly.
You know, because now he winning. He won. So
yeah.
So it justified what he did. And that's all that matters really, you know, Cranky, when you check it out. Another thing I want to say quickly, when you were talking about coaching education and other things that is necessary. The pitches are really, 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 really necessary. I believe coaching education is one, and the pitches are probably right up there with coaching education, because I heard Al Grimson say it, and I hear Mr. Speed say it. Al Grimson said the players in Jamaica have to take an extra touch. And not only do they have to take an extra touch, they have to look down. And this is the reason why we play so slow in Jamaica.
Is that why they're always looking down like Cephas when they have the ball? Is that part of the reason?
Hey,
if I look up,
Cephas go and bother what they're talking about.
And if you remember, you remember the second game where Cincinnati beat Cavalier, I don't remember, 5-0 or 6-0.
Yeah.
He himself said after the game, he said even though the players were on good surfaces, they were still looking down, controlling the ball. He said when you look at the Cincinnati players, they don't have to look down. And so they were playing much faster. So you see where the pitches can be a real hindrance to our development, because as kids, even when you play scrimmage management, me, you, and Cranky, back in our days when we play scrimmage, we even play, competition on a big field. We play on dirt and gravel and all kinds of things. You have to look down and take all 3-4 touch. While we're doing that, the other team, the people who are developing...
I know about you and Cranky still, but I never used to take so much touches.
You have to have the ability to take multiple touches. You have to have the ability to take multiple touches. I just say that. Some people can just take one touch quick. Peter,
Peter, be half ready to Peter. Obviously, Brian look like he want come take on Cranky. And he must say, in a post my comment, but I'll catch Cranky on his show. Right? But we'll Cranky, you must apologize. You
apologize to what?
Be taken to the cleaners away from home. That didn't happen. I
expect them to be beat. No, but I didn't expect.
Cranky, you are so lucky I'm at work and can't call it.
Manning's man. It was based on the first leg. I used evidence management such my position. Cavaliers were different in the second leg versus the first leg. Brian, in case you didn't see, go watch the first leg again. I watched the entire game. They were not that good. The other team dominated the ball and should have scored away from home. Like I said, outcome can't tell me anything. Cavaliers were a different team when they played away from home. It was the same Cavaliers team. For Cavaliers should have scored 4 or 5 goals in their away fixture. And it could have been the reverse in the first fixture, which shouldn't be the case. Yeah. And in the reverse fixture, frankly, when they went down 2-0, they were so calm. The speed was so calm on the sideline, helping them to recover. So please, don't give me a hard time, Brian, about that. I was right.
No, this is serious. No. There are a couple of persons, Cranky, that we need to demand that they come on the shows and talk. TikTok is one of them.
Never.
Brethren.
Never. They are commenters. They're not brave enough to do that. Either they don't want to show their face or they're afraid of the limelight.
I need to see them come on one of the show. But so
they don't have camera faces, man. They don't have camera faces, man. They're radio personalities.
But thank you, TikTok. Good show indeed, and thank you for the super sticker. Brad, Frank, your analysts were very awful, my boss. Money's need a nonsense meter. Oh, jeez.
My analysis. What are you talking about on this show?
No, he's Brian talking about the same Cavaliers and what he had said.
No. I based it based on what I saw, Mannings, man. What do you want me to base it on? Against the opposition? So, Mannings, man, I'm asking you the question. Was Cavaliers good at home against this team?
No, they should have lost their first leg, man.
So what is he talking about?
Yeah.
Based on the first leg, I said, I don't think they're going to win the second leg. The first leg, they were poor. Second leg, Mannings, man, they got chances after chance after chance in second leg, Mannings, man. In fact, the one the guy in the box on the 18-yard line.
Yeah. Yeah, but they were better. They were better in the.
They were much better in the reverse leg.
Yeah, man.
They gave up less chance in reverse leg, Mannings, man, and they were better in terms of the counter-attacking. So I don't know what Brian talk about.
Yeah, man. So big up yourself, Craig. So you're not sure about later, so people.
Not sure about later, people, but I may
Jason
do something.
said that he's going to start a show anyway. So.
All right, Guna. Yeah, Guna. Take out the gap. Yeah, take out the
Probably
space.
talk about Arsenal and the set pieces that people complaining about. Like
Before we go on that, Mannings, man, that's one thing in football. People don't. Arsenal set pieces management are ridiculous, Mannings. First of all, the crosses by Rice and Saka are on point.
I want to know if Andre still don't believe that Rice is quality.
Rice is a good player, but Rice is not Partey. Rice is
I
not Partey.
No. One thing I know is that I don't know any other player in the league who can hit the same spots with corner.
It's ridiculous, Mannings. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
And people undermine those things.
But Saka is no different either, you know.
But that's what I'm saying.
So Mannings, man, here's what I've said, Mannings, man, about Cephas Mannings. By the way, all the people know beat cranky about Cephas and beat cranky about Dixon and beat cranky about who else gonna beat me about? About King. We're not eating no words, you know. We're not eating no words. Because Mannings, I'm the one who's been advocating for these players. I'm gonna get beat, Mannings, man.
You advocate for King?
Ask them, Mannings. I told him I saw King play in front of me. Because you know where I was sitting, right?
Oh, yeah,
behind the bench.
Oh,
King
you're
was on
talking
that side.
since that game. You have been advocating for him.
Yes. Because I've very seen it. Because Mannings, I see him up close and personal. Mannings, man. And I thought he was so calm on the. Because I've seen him play, but not for the national team. I don't watch JPL that much, Mannings, to watch him continuously, right? I watched him in that game and I said to myself, this thing up kid have ability. Let me see some more of him. And the more I see him, it's the same result I'm seeing. And with Dixon, people have beat me about Dixon. They might beat me about Cephas. And I said, this Mannings, man. As you talked about with Rice corner and with Saka's corner, practice. Is it a suggestion for you, Mannings, man, to tell the coach for Jamaica? Well, tell the coach for Jamaica, Mannings, man. I know you probably not take talk. But anyway, let me just say this, Mannings, man. When you have Cephas, Mannings, man, in training, do scenario analysis, Mannings. Scenario analysis. Cephas, give the ball up on the left wing, let the defense play against him, let him beat the defender first, and let him make decisions after that, Mannings, as if real-life situation. Because what he does is when he passes the defender in decision-making is poor.
When did you come on the Cephas bandwagon?
Ask them. Because you don't come on my channel now. You don't come on my channel.
No, I'm not.
People, Mannings is showing that he doesn't watch my shows, people.
No, it must be recently. It must be recent.
I have been telling people, Mannings,
Cephas, it must be something.
Wait. And by the way, we get beat about, I've been knocking Gray. I've been knocking Dixon. I don't knock Bailey, people. I love Bailey.
Mannings,
man, the partial enough. Mannings, the first thing I do, Mannings, I try to be as objective as possible. If I see potential you're playing well, I'm gonna call you out. If I don't, you might talk about people. Duckland always have negative comments. I ignore Duckland because he's my idiot. Moron, me call him moron. No, me call him MI. Moronic idiot. But anyway, people, here's my point on this, which is this. Mannings, my shows are recorded, Mannings, man. I don't have to say these things. My shows are recorded. Claudine beat me about the Mannings. Claudine beat me about Dixon. She beat me about Cephas. So then question Cranky's football knowledge on some of these players when he mentions this. So I don't know why I'm talking about Cranky, this and Duckland isn't very negative when it comes to Cranky. We can live with that. We can live with that. It's fine. Be negative, Duckland. Show you two cards.
Big up, Carlin. Cranky, when are you taking your coaching badges?
I am retired. And I take no badge from no coach. I'm retired. People, I'm retired. I am a multi-master now on YouTube. That's what I want to do. In fact, I'm going to up my YouTube. Either I'm upping or cutting it off. What I do. I made a decision, management. Come January 1st, I'm either going to do much more YouTube or probably limited or no YouTube. That's the point. So we'll see what happens.
I need to pivot. We have a big pivot with this whole thing.
No, my management did not work for me.
They said that you have been big. They said that you have been digging up Cephas for a while. Yeah, Brian says that. Yeah.
Management, I know, and people don't realize that I am very
He
impartial.
must say you're going on the radio instead.
I've been on no. Well, I've gone on the radio, people. One is to help promote my channel, and two is because sometimes I hear some arguments and I just like, this makes no sense. Like I hear Oral talking about Liverpool are not the favorites. They are. What are you saying? They're not the favorites. They're not favorite position. They're not the favorite position. I'm running. There's some people in life like Oral. If him agree with you, you're the best thing since sliced bread. If he disagree with you, he might get nonsense meter. And he gave it to me one day. So I beat him for about a month. Can give me nonsense meter one time now, like I say.
You get nonsense. You just start calling already. I get nonsense meter already.
I think the second call me get a nonsense meter, man. When they cut me off, man, but man, you know that thing, man. People like Southie call him, you know. And I disagree with him for giving me nonsense meter, and him cut them off. Because that's how Oral is. But the fun of the matter is this, people, which is this. Oral's a smart guy. We're not gonna knock him. But he also is not right, or in my argument go left field, and him can't see that. Right? Him can't see that. So my thing to him was this.
Oh, them say down over Oral and Zidane. Them say get nonsense meter, you run to Oral and Zidane. What do you
No, I went to Zidane after Oral give me nonsense meter.
I'm joking.
But I went back to Oral. I went back to Oral. Because I don't have a chance to go on Zidane because I'm preparing for my shows when Zidane time.
Okay.
So I will spend more time. No, I want to promote man. I'm trying to promote my channel, the man. That's part of the objective, you know. People don't realize it's the people. When I sit on my yard and say, what me kind of growing on. But if it's not growing as it should, then I may have to just cut it off and do something else. What Dr. Dan saying?
Okay.
No, Dr. Dan, I am, as I'm saying, come January, Dr. Dan, we all cancel cranky life. And do things. No, I'm working on about 4 topics right now, you know. I've nothing to do with football, people, or sports. I may just give up the sport thing because it now work for me. 2,000 subscribers, yeah, man. That now work for me. Bummies, man, I did one thing on the list, enrichment. You know, this Bogart thing. I got between 40 and 50 subscribers in one show, Mannings, man. Yeah. Just off one program for the Bogart thing. So if I did 10, I'm extrapolate that about 400 or 500 people. So why would I do sports when I get 3 and 4 per show when we can get 40 or 50? That make no sense, Mannings. That make no sense. So I'm gonna get the sports thing. I suppose people like Duckland don't appreciate me.
Just really for like the sports part of it is really for the love. It's not. I keep on. I remember I was telling you this, that Cranky, like, it's not like there's. I guess there's money that can be made, but like for me who, and probably person like you who don't, you're not pushing out plenty of videos. You're doing just lives. You're not doing content, and it's not fruitful. But you do it because you love it. That's it. And
that's a great point. But yeah. But you know the person I've been chastised at home. Said I was chastised the other day and saying, why aren't you doing more socially conscious things that help our people? Yeah. Why are you doing stuff that's just entertainment? And I agree with them. So it's not about the money thing, Mannings, man. It's about you wanna improve the number of your audience, Mannings, man, who's hearing the message you're trying to deliver, and hopefully it resonate with that audience.
And
right?
There are many topics out there that needs to be, which is part of what I'm thinking. There are many things out there that I think needs to be dealt with. And like I said at the beginning of the show, I think YouTube has changed how football operates in Jamaica. And so, what? Speed say, yo, watching you. Who you watch?
It's your program. Maybe we watch. You know. By the way, Rodolph. Say Rodolph. You see Rodolph? See, you do it, me no Rodolph. See, me give you flowers when you deserve your flowers. But me have to give you the other side when me think you're wrong.
The flight delayed. Me know about them there at airport.
In Rodolph, me have to give you flowers. Me give you flowers when you deserve your flowers, and me give you no flowers now. But you don't appreciate that. You only, if me come hard at you about other things, you take that personal. You never take it personal, man. Me objective. Me call it like me see it. See me I give King him flowers now. Me know you're sitting on cranky give King him flowers, you know. But if me say something negative, you jump on it. At least the other day when Dennis come on, Dennis said this. He said they list the YouTubers. I know if it's true or not. And if we say things which make sense, them evaluate it and they may implement it. So Dennis said the other day on my channel. So, you know? No, but Speed have to realize that boy, sometimes you have to call him out, and sometimes I give him flowers and he deserve it. Because I live my life in a man's man. I'm not a hypocrite, you know. Well, except when it comes to Trump. Can't do nothing good for me. But apart from that, I'm not a hypocrite. Apart from that, I'm not a hypocrite, man. We're not hypocrite. We're not hypocrite. By the way, Speed, well done. Big up. And about the money thing, it's about how strategic you were in that game, that specific situation. I was very impressed, actually. In fact, you were calm and cerebral.
Wow.
Wow.
You see, man, tell you, Gunners boss, I end the show at any now.
Uh-oh.
So you have.
I have to go, man. I have to go.
All
Bye.
right, right.
Let's go.
Run forward. Lift up out your when they come. Run along forward. When bad man come out forward, run. You soldier, me a bad man too. Just like you. So when you run, you coward. Stand up and take a bit. Because you have to suck up to Mr. Steve like you are doing flowers. You have to criticize the man. Psychologically criticizing Mr. Steve. I talk about Mr. Steve, take information from other people. How many of you listen?
No. Gunners boss.
Stop it.
Gunners boss.
Stop it.
Unseen said when he was.
I am not talking about Unseen.
No, let me just tell you something. Unseen said, Mr. Speed.
I hear what, and you don't have to repeat that, man. I hear what Unseen said. That could have been left out. The man said, yes, Mr. Speed, take people information and use it and win. You know, give the man a criticize the man. Lift up.
No.
That me say, me gone.
All right.
Talk.
All right.
Me not run, talk.
Cranky did not say that, sir. He said that.
Man, he's psychologically criticizing.
No, man, the man said that. The man said, oh, so Speed is humble.
No, he said no. He said all I do was things in jest. I was listening to him and it's sarcasm. You know sarcasm over here.
No, I know, sir. The man a praise Speed.
Maybe I think me cool and my brain froze.
Maybe that is it.
Sarcasm. I hear that man criticizing, start giving other people the credit for Mr. Speed's success right here earlier. And I sit here and I listen to him. And maybe I think him don't like me. You don't hear nobody.
I think you are hearing Cranky through some hateful ears.
No, man. Maybe that's true. He was not talking of Mr. Speed to any loving ears. Just like him said, psychologically, I hate Leon daily. And we know that. But so me not even want to go there, so we don't know, because as me say, when I forward and I have to run when they come in the car, I can't take me, you know. Yeah. Management, big up yourself.
Big up.
Thank you, run along, big up yourself. You have to subscribe to your channel and talk to you when you want to talk to you over there. If you're black when you want black. You think me put you up on the timeout for now now. You know, over YouTube can't put nobody on timeout, and we put them up on timeout. In the 5 seconds, when we unsubscribe, we friend them tell 1 2 years, it's tougher. If your content now go because you don't have enough content, you have to create content to draw you out. When you're talking about the JPL and football this every day. And when other things come to talk about, you see you're going to set up and dribble. And I lost some respect for you for that because you told me that you was a coward. You only want to take set and historical and the Jamaica like a football. And bigger content and bigger things out there. So jump on them. 2025, it's going to come in. And everybody they fall in here. So make sure you operate over there. He's an American citizen. Them can't do you nothing yourself. So let's get the political side over there next year.
But Gunners boss.
Take over. Yes.
Gunners boss.
Yo.
Yes.
Yo.
So you know, the duration of Cranky's time on the show, he was talking about how good Mr. Speed was on Cavaliers. We weren't listening.
Me hear him talk all the time.
You didn't just want to talk to Cranky.
No, man, I don't want to talk to Cranky. If I'm not looking for Cranky. If Cranky don't rate me, don't rate Cranky neither. If Cranky says me to go, I go and him to go too. That's how we feel. Okay. I content him, I put out, if I want to support him, If I don't want to support him, I don't support him.
Okay.
But him can't style me, I mean, not style me. I tell him he's a coward because there was a situation where he should have talked about it, and when we asked him about it, he said, I'm going to set up and dribble. But every minute he ready to cut Claudia in the room and cut me.
Whom that cost?
Yeah, and that's him to talk
Okay, all right. Gunners boss!
Yo.
Yes, you have yourself a great.
Yeah, man, you don't know, man. We're great.
Is it snowing in Philadelphia?
No, it's not started yet, but man, it's freaking cold out here.
It looks like the speaker, something wrong with this. Look like some snow creeping to the speaker of the phone.
I want to tell you, if you look for me right now, them say if you want good, your nose have to run, brother.
If me look for you right now, I mean, if me look for you.
It just see the face right now, man. Me I tell you, say just see the face right now, man. You know what I see it, that six stomach up. How he knows I run, brother. That's
All
me I
right,
tell you.
Gunners, boss. Same thing that too graphic right now, man. Me go eat my lunch, man. Have a good day, man.
Yeah, man, enjoy.
All right, then. Cool. See how long me tell you, man. From Peter call, you know. And make me go past time, you know. Peter, you are the one. Peter, you're fully responsible for the extension of the show. Big up to everyone. Thank you all for coming on. Big up, Cranky. Like you said that, man, wash him car key. Careful, sometime you're gonna tell the people in your household to make sure that them strap down the car, because next time you wash the car in the washing machine, because sometimes people progress, you know. Them start wash the key, then wash the car. The washing machine. So we're gonna make sure. But big up to everyone who was on the program. Thank you all for the love and for the support. Continue to support all the other vloggers out there. Let us have one Jamaica. Let us have a culture of love and respect for one another. All right. You understand me? We have to have that. We must seek to promote, just healthy relationships. And we can disagree. We can have strong opinion and strong views, but let us resist the urge to be disrespectful. All right. Yeah, man. So respect to every one of you for all the comments, all the likes, all the persons who subscribed for the very first time. For Cranky and Andre, very good friends of mine. That we're here. We're supposed to do a show. Yeah. You see Mr. Speed now, I say me there I say about yo, the one that easy. I would have say Mr. Speed humble. Him not humble one bit. The man go say about me there in Cibao colors. What kind of Cibao colors? Look here. PSL, Port St. Lucie. See there? Oh, I wish I say that for the see there. Where you talk about Cibao? PSL, Port St. Lucie. You know, see you now give me no Cavalier shirt. Now that you tell the people them say, oh, but you say the person come Jamaica for the Cavalier shirt. You say, who man? When I give you no shirt, move from yourself. Those were your words. You understand me? No, Duckland. So I don't allow Cranky to disrespect you. Me tell Cranky no name calling. I do that Duckland. See that me stop Gunner's boss. And all this time I saw you and Cranky because me know you are friends from coach's desk. So I just think like you are bantering each other and trolling. But me never know so seriously. No man, if that is it, man, I'll talk to Cranky that. Maybe not talk to Cranky one away, Duckland. But I wouldn't do that, man. I just thought you guys were bantering each other because I don't know that we don't have any issues. Nothing like that, man. I'm going to wear the Cibao. Tomorrow, Mr. Speed, me going to interview you on a Cibao shirt, a Cibao colors me I wear. Because you not give me no Cavalier shirt. You can't tell me nothing now, you know. $500,000 US, you know. You must can get, I am sure, sports 5,000 US out of that. This is I am sure sports as usual. When it gets to the end of the program, you know what we say? We say we are over and we are out of here.